told me you believe in something, and you said you're done pretending that fate is patient. Go run away, get it out of your system. Come back when you're older. Go find a place where you can't be the victim, and come back when you're older. Go catch the storm within your broken bones, and be wild, 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 wild. Summer's end, and you feel that this is your beginning. Well, colors fade, but it's okay. There is good in changes. Go run away, get it out of your system. Come back when you're older. Go find a place where you can't be the victim, and come back when you're older. Go catch the storm within your broken bones, and be wild, 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 wild.
Here we go. Welcome back to another Power Play show with your hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy, back in the booth tonight. Let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens Rookie Camp start tomorrow. We're going to talk about Sven Player, Norlander, Iris, me, Zach, and everybody else. And we're going to talk about also all the news and NHL around. We have, of course, a couple of signatures happening in Detroit and St. Louis. Obviously, we lost also pass away of two hockey players in NHL today. And then we're going to talk about the 10 prospect. We're going to look during the week. I will be very curious about them, how they're going to perform, honestly. So that's what's happening tonight. And, of course, at the end of the day, it's Frenchy Quiz. Welcome, everybody. Thanks to be here. Look like the internet is slow. I don't know if you see me slow, but I feel like it's slower here when I'm seeing myself. So I don't know what's going on with you think. But talking about slow, welcome someone for the first time in the house, Mr. Sean Cooperman. Here we go. We get there. Here we go. Thanks for everybody to be a part. Michael Rosenblatt back in the house tonight. Michael, where did you go yesterday? And by the way, Roger Delaney, first time win the quiz last night, but it was 5-5, perfect game. Roger Delaney, thank you so much to participate to the Frenchy Quiz yesterday. But again, great performance for you. Maybe another tap. I have to be careful now because he's going to get some competition tonight. Can Roger beat again another tap? We'll see what happens. We know another tap is a number one Frenchy Quiz winner all summer, followed by Michael Rosenblatt. So it'll be interesting. Everybody, thanks to be a part of the show tonight. Whatever you're coming, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. But remember, you have greatness inside of you. So that's what's happening again tonight. Canadian Giants, directly from Westmount and the house tonight. Welcome aboard. Directly from Nevada, the number one fans of the Vegas and Golden Knight, Mr. Adam Berger. Well, before we start, we have to welcome bienvenue in French. Of course, we have to say hi. And everybody, please type it. Tell her bonjour, bonsoir, Zaela. Bienvenue dans le show at the Hockey Nation Live Show. Welcome, Zaela. Of course, the daughter of Dave, and of course, his girlfriend, Caroline. Thanks to be a part of the show tonight. Directly from Saint-Georges-de-la-Beauce. Talking about Saint-Georges-de-la-Beauce, let's go move all the way to the south to find Houston, Texas, the number one fans of the New Jersey Devils, Joseph Laham. Bien, ça fait plaisir, Zayla. Tu es en direct avec nous. On te souhaite une très bonne soirée, bonne nuit, beau rêve, puis on va sûrement se reparler demain soir. Donc, merci d'être ici pour quelques minutes. Directly from British Columbia, the French Canadian move on the West Coast, Canada, Monsieur Régent Beaulieu. Oh! He's back in the house tonight. A long time. And where did you go during the summer, Mr. Eli the Wolf? The house is coming to be full tonight. Of course, Luke is back in the house, Mr. Luke. Talking about Mr. Luke, why not welcome Mr. Michael Robinstein in the house tonight. A lot of people, a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans, they are coming back one by one. Why not welcome back Scorshy in the house? Directly from New Brunswick, St. John, Moncton, St. John. But we know he's inside of New Brunswick, dans la belle province de New Brunswick, Johnny Golden. Of course, we mentioned his sound effect earlier. Directly from Montreal, Chainsaw Man in the house. Go Devils! Eli, you should be happy, by the way, because Eli, I did a video today, the 32 team and 32 days preview series, and today was the New Jersey Devils. So I wish you, I invite you to watch the video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. We produce this around 6 p.m. tonight. Maybe you have the notification. We talk about all the prospects of New Jersey Devils and my prediction of the upcoming season. Obviously, they're not going to make the playoff, but the future of the New Jersey Devils, guy, is looking great. They are right now on my prospect NHL. They are number 6 in NHL overall. I think they have a lot of great picks like Alexander Olds, Dawson Mercer, Luke Hughes. They just got this summer. So listen, guys, New Jersey is getting better and better. Not yet for this summer, for this year. I know you're going to maybe make some troublemaker with other team, but look, with Dougie Hamilton and with the team this year, with also Blackwood, I think Blackwood is going to have a good year overall. With Jonathan Bernier between the pipes, I think New Jersey is looking good this year. We'll see. Can Luke Hughes be in the formation and Alexander Olds? We'll see. Can Dawson Mercer step up? We're going to see this also, but really interesting what's happening. Talking about Eli, we're not talking about Sometimes we call him the Bud. Sometimes we call him the Monkey. Sometimes we call him the Boy. But we know him because we call him Bud, the Monkey Boy in the house. Yes, Eli. Obviously, for the Devils guy, they was out of the playoff for 4 of the last 5 years. You have to go 4 years ago when they made the playoff. They have 97 point guys in 82 game that year, and they finished 4th in the division. They got a wild card in the last of the first round. So look, I believe they have a great general manager. I think Tom Fitzgerald is one of the best manager in NHL, and they have Lindy Ruff still there. So I believe the New Jersey Devils, the next 3 years, going to be a team to watch for sure. Edmonton will play are going to give Colorado problem and the Central, especially Winnipeg. Winnipeg is my underdog for sure. He's back, Mr. Javier Zavala. Definitely, Joseph, I'm sure the odds are friend playoff are Wade's friend last year. And also the fact they play 82 game, they have its friend odds going to be also different for the team with the division normal, right? So the conference, East Conference, West Conference, and then fourth division, the 8th team now, and the switch of the Arizona Kraken settled now in the West Division, so that's make a little bit different to be sure about that one. Talking about Eli the Wolf now, Eli the Wolf bring the pack tonight because we now in the house directly from Colorado Boulder University, Mr. Brad Marchand, son in the house. Yeah, the Arizona Coyotes, they apply for a new location in Temple in Arizona. We'll be really interesting about this. They are like kicked out of the rink right now. Can they play a couple of games in Arizona State University next year? I don't know. But it'll be interesting about that one there. I put money on right now on Brett Marchand hit 100 points. Yeah, can he get 100? I would say 94 for upcoming season, but that's something we talk about. Directly from Newfoundland, the only one we have, but we have the quality of the people in Newfoundland, the province, the Newfoundland, the St. John. Of course, the number one friend of Montreal Canadiens. She's back tonight. She's 0-5 yesterday, but we gave her points, so it was not bad. It was the first time. Can she become better tonight? We're going to see this. Ellen Keeve in the house. I mentioned his name, but I didn't say welcome back, Mr. Inner Tap. Of course, the number one support of the Hockey Nation Live show. The morning, the after, the night. Now good start the show at 5 o'clock. He's going to be there after 5 o'clock. Maybe we'll see what's happening. But welcome, everybody. Ellen is Austin Matthew's special friend. That's a good one. Yeah, exactly, Eli, about Arizona, about that one. And then Dawson Mercer, Alex Newhook, all from Newfoundland. Dawson Mercer was my son, Climate. Dawson is a really great hockey player, playing the QM with the Chicoutimi. Great play last season for Team Canada. Can he make the team for New Jersey Devil? Would be interesting to see that, but I agree. Ellen Dawson is an amazing great, and I think Alex Newhook is a bit underrated. I think he have a chance to make the team for the Colorado Avalanche for their depth on the third line, fourth line are not great, I believe. And Sean Cooperman is in the house, living now in Colorado, where I call his son one of the great hockey player, defenseman. Would be interesting about what's going to happen next season over there. I don't know if it's going to happen, but he won't be complete for a couple of years. Yes, LI. Montreal Canadiens, go Habs, go. Valentino Habs in the house tonight. Coach, what happened with the Kaprizov contract? It's funny you asking me this question. I talked a little bit this morning about that. First of all, don't forget to click on the likes. I would really, really appreciate. Kaprizov's situation is not good. Big Guerin have an interview today, and I got this somewhere, and it's very quiet. Kaprizov got an offer on the table. It's 5 years and $9 million. Now he asks a little bit more and more and more. And he play with the nerve and the nerve of the Guérin right now. So it would be interesting, for the Minnesota Wild. The best one person to follow is Michael Russo. He's the guy write all the article about the Minnesota Wild. And he said Guérin right now is just waiting Kaprizov. He's still in Russia and see what happening with that. So really interesting about this can hanging there until the beginning of the season. I don't know. So that's really, really about that. I know this morning, and then I'm surprised he did not sign yet, but I know the Ottawa Senators is offer an 8 years contract at $8 million at $64 million overall. And I thought he's going to sign it today, but no news about Brady Tkachuk. So it'll be interesting about this. I got the primer early this morning, and we're still waiting about that one over there. So it'll be interesting if he's going to get it for sure about that one over there. Yeah, the nerd, exactly. I'm already going to place a beat tonight. I'm putting $10 or 5-1 on Brad Marchand, putting one of the point. I will see put $30 on the Boston winning the cup at, I think was 12-1. Brad Marchand, the cup, not going to be back in Massachusetts next season. I can promise you that. But you can put money on this. Brad Marchand, you have a chance to make 100, but I gave him about 93, 94 points for the upcoming season. Remember tonight, Aka is going to Anaheim for Gibson, play prospect, plus a pick. We talked about this morning. It's funny, huh? We talked about Anaheim Ducks this morning, and now I stopped thinking about. We talk about John Gibson and we talk about that. It makes sense to me about this. I don't know who's going to be the next goaltender in Anaheim, to be honest with you, but I don't know. It's a chance to take with Jack Eichel, I'll be honest with you. It's $70 and $1 for me, but we'll see what could happen, to be honest with you. I think it's plus a prospect, depend which prospect also. Hopefully it's not Zegras. Yeah, I think they can get Gibson, Steele, or Gibson and Jones, or Gibson and Terry, plus a first-round pick. The good news about the first-round pick, guys, is going to be very high, and the high for next year will be very important about this. I still believe Coach Eagle will end up in Vegas. I still could happen over there for sure. Go Abs, go. Valentino is on the go Abs, go. I agree with you about this one over there. Brad, the Cup coming to South Florida from the bunt. Go, he's going to Boston. Is going to be in Boston. Brad is going to. And Ottawa Vegas has not signed Patrick yet, with 1 week until it can open up. That surprised me because Nolan Patrick have no negotiate. He cannot negotiate a lot. Like he don't say, hey, I scored 20 goals. Oh, hey, I can do this. Oh, hey, I can do that. Oh, hey. Because he really don't play for the last 2 years and 3 years and he's in NHL. So his way to negotiate right now is really low. I don't know what he's looking for. He should sign 1 year, $2 million, $2.5 million, give him an RFA 1 year, then renegotiate after that. That would be the best way if I was his agent right now. And I would tell him, shut up, just play hockey and see what happens. That's pretty much what he can do. You know what I mean? I would not touch Nolan Patrick over a sheet, honestly. The risk of injuries is too high. And I would be surprised if Nolan Patrick play on after 30 years old. I really believe he's looked like Andrew Shaw career in my book. Concussion after concussion, everything like that. So I'll be really, really careful about Nolan Patrick to give him a big contract. Talking about family, talking about the man, talking about Sweden, talking about Ken Nelson last night. Welcome back, Mr. Stefan Manberg. It's already 3:18 a.m. in Sweden, and my friend Stefan show up every night here. Thanks to be a part of that one over there. I'm at the USA for a new movie. It will be out in 2022. Congratulations, William. Mr. Sweden, Michael Robinson, here we go. Awesome. Here we go. Everybody's hanging H1. Thanks for being a part of the show tonight, guys. At 9:20, and we got a couple of questions. That's awesome. And then I can announce you, Barkov is going to sign a contract 8 years at $10.5 million. That's my prediction of Barkov. He's going to get the 8-digit. I would be shocked if he got 9.5. I think he's going to get. Now, what happening this? Right, he's going to get his contract at 5 point something this year. So it's a new contract going to start next year. And you're not going to get right away the $10.5 million. What are you talking about, Coach? But he will drop the AAV at the beginning for the next 3 years, and then he will catch up. So you're going to maybe give him signing bonus every time like that, and then after that, it would increase the salary cap increase the $1 million, but in 3 years, he pick up almost $6 million. I think that's what happened about that. So expect Barkov to sign very soon, and it's going to be at $10.5 million at 8 years. The prediction of the Hockey Nation Live show. I will take a tax Barkov contract. Stefan, a rock star. Here we go. Joseph, yes, he is. Our 2020 because of the COVID. Will Giver River Arena be diminished after the Coyotes leave next season? I don't think so, Eli, because I really believe the city is going to use this as the a menu events for music and something like that at the beginning. So I don't think so it will happen. I don't know if you live there, but it's a nice area over there, guys. It's the tailgate. If you have it's sad because if this team was great, the tailgate is amazing over there. All this friend restaurant around the place over there is beautiful. It's a great building over there. I've been there many times watching hockey, but unfortunately, it does not work because the team never been great. It's like Florida Panthers. The team is not good. Nobody show up. That's Arizona. Tell you right now, if Arizona was great over there, there would be people in the building. This is everywhere. You have no secrets. You want your building, your people be in the building, put a great team. And I'll be honest with you, if Vegas was not good, you would not have people in Vegas also. That's a tourist city. Every time that, of course, you're going to have your supporter over there, but not like they are right now because they win night after game, and you have to do it in Vegas. If not, they're going to go down. That's happened with Panthers for many years, right? It will happen to Tampa Bay also at the same time. So that's what happened. Wake up, buddy, in the house tonight. Yeah, September 26th, I said that about this one over there. William Biller, Lindsay Lohan, congratulations. And Florida is 9:20 at the preseason doubleheader. Yes, sir. Here we go. Brett Marchand must be 100 now. Feel like I heard his name of the neon. No joke. We'll see. I agree, but it was a bad area where they are barely any hockey fans. But again, you're going to have your fans if the team is great. It's outside downtown. Of course, it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes on the west side of downtown Phoenix. And it is what it is, honestly. That's when you have the retired location. That's what happened about that one over there. You have a lot of people, like it happened here when Montreal play in the Panthers. It's full of people. When you have all the team, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Colorado, and Minnesota, it's packed in Arizona Coyotes with the opening jersey because the people visit for the sun, everything like that. So that's happened. Watch movie. I think you see around 15,000, 80,000 average fan at the Panthers game. I don't know about that one, but we'll see. The season tickets are starting to sell out now. Here we go. The Go Habs Go Canadiens Montreal. Valentino. Yes, sir. Go Habs Go. About that. I know that the Cousins are also playing Glendale, but for some reason, I guess they are more for absolutely about that one over there. And they can move in Temple. They can move to Scottsdale, or they can move to Glendale, or they can move in anywhere. It's Arizona, and you have to win to bring people at the hockey game. Unfortunately, it is what it is about that one over there. Coach, I believe LA Buck will have an amazing season. Overall, yes, because the Winnipeg Jets are better. You have a better team. And I'm funny I'm going to give you that, but if Pierre-Luc Dubois play at the level he's supposed to play, that team's going to be amazing. Not because of him, but he did not play well last season, and I think with the new defenseman over there, with Alabak in the back, and Dubois become a top 9 over there, sometime a top 6, he can get 60 points. That team is strong with Connor, Heller, Sheffley, Wheeler, Mason, and Andrew Cup, and Lowry over there, and Veteran Danon over there. That's a really strong team over there. The defenseman is strong also now. So it would be really interesting, the Winnipeg Jets in my book, to be honest. So the Panthers need to move back to Miami in a new arena. The Panthers, again, they have a new ring in the Miami. They have a new ring in Fort Lauderdale. We have a new ring in right now in Sunrise. It's not changed. The people will go at the game if they win. The Miami Dolphins, they have nobody over there because they lose. It's a 6.2 miles from my house here. And it's the same thing. It's winning. It's going to have 40, 60,000, 45,000 people in the building. But if they're losing right now, you can have your tickets left and right about that one over there. So for me, it's not about where it's located. It's for me, unfortunately, in the city or where you at. We are a location in Florida where it's about tourism. It's about the sun. It's about the beach. It's about the other things. I was going to say something bad, but that's all about. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And unfortunately, you have to win about that one over there. Jet Panthers, 2021-2022, Jet Panthers, Sano. I predict this one will be interesting. Talking about welcome back, Mr. Ronnie Odette. Do you know which team have a season as the most spectator? But it depends, right? The building of Chicago, Montreal, Detroit, they are bigger and bigger. So if you have a sellout over there, you can bring 20,000 plus at the end of the day. So it's, you have other locations, $15,000, $17,000, $18,000. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what I'm taking. Talking about welcome back, Ronnie. Welcome back, John Grega from Massachusetts, Boston. Boston, Dolphin undefeated. Yeah, won 17-16 against the New England Patriots. But I hope the Panthers do win the cup one day, same for the Coyotes. And I agree with you. I think it would be great for the hockey. And I always said every year, I hope it's a new winner. I hope it's a team never win or, bring the curse, everything like that. And for Toronto, we just wish them to win one series. And the people will be happy, right? I think there will be the winning cup for them if they win one series playoff. That would be great for them. They would be so happy in Toronto. It's like they're winning the Stanley Cup. But again, at the end of the day, for me, it's fun to have a new team winning. It's fun to have a team go to runner-up. And I think Dallas, St. Louis, Montreal this year, last season. It's fun to have the underdog pick this happen. I think Colorado Avalanche is the one. It would be great to see Colorado now to get there. So it will be interesting about what's coming for the upcoming season. Buffalo Stanley Cup and, maybe Bottom Monkey. You maybe barely maybe during your lifetime, you maybe see Buffalo at the end, but I'm not sure. Was sacked to see Montreal in 7, Bottom Monkey, but I hope the Panthers win and return that. Never. 9:27, we're still talking, and we did not start the show yet until Coach is talking. But let's dive in about what we need to talk tonight and see what we have to do. And don't stop to ask questions. I will do it when I see them, honestly. So we'll be interesting about that one over there. Computer is a little bit slow right now here, so we'll see. Of course, let's talk about the Habs Rookie Camp 2021. But before we do that, I will bring to you a couple of news around the league first. That would be awesome. That'd be the great things to do that. First of all, 28 days, 28 guys, before the season starts. We are hanging there 28 days today we celebrate a couple of players. Steve Lammer, I don't know if you remember Steve Lammer for the Chicago Blackhawks, one of the best scorers in NHL. Stay with the captain, Claude Giroux, and of course the other two players over there. So welcome back, the Bird. The Bird is back in the house. Raven in the house. Yes, we talk about the app and then we're getting there. So we try to get all the news and then we go from right there about that one over there about this. The next thing I want to talk about is obviously the RIP of Fred Stanfield for the Boston Bruins. Great hockey player in NHL during the 1970s. He was part of one of the mega biggest trade in NHL, guys, between Chicago and with the Boston Bruins. Remember, when they trade Phil Esposito from Chicago to the Boston, Fred Stanfield was part of the deal with Phil Esposito, Freddie, again, Pete Martin, and Gilles Marat. You have a great career. You have over 200 goals, 600 points, and 914 games in NHL. Play for the Blackhawks, Bruins, North Star, and Sabres. So, RIP, another one. We're losing so many great hockey players for the last couple of weeks, guys. Tony Esposito a couple of weeks ago, another one. And, the list is getting, bigger and longer, to be honest with you. The Detroit Red Wings signed today Giovanni Smith, two-week contract with the Detroit Red Wings, guys. He's going to be for the upcoming. He played 16 games last season. He split his time with the Detroit Griffins and, of course, and the Detroit Red Wings. So we'll be interested if he can make the roster for the upcoming season. The next news, this is a big one, but not a big one, not this one. The next one's coming after that. The New Jersey Devils gave a 3 PTO. What is a PTO, coach? It's a professional tryout. That's the expression in hockey. So they're going to go to training camp, start the September 22nd. Jimmy Vesey played for the Vancouver Canucks, start with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And we know that Jimmy played for a couple of teams in NHL now. Mark Jankowski played with the Pittsburgh Penguins a couple of years ago. And, of course, the defenseman Tyler Waterspoon is going to try it for the New Jersey Devils, see what they can make happen. But the big news of the day, guys, talk about Tyler Bozak signed a 1-year contract at $750,000 for the year. Tyler played, 3 years with St. Louis, 2017. So here we go. It's right there in front of me. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, we have already 764 games in NHL with 449. Great for me in my book. A center as the third line. Play both ways, and I think it's good to see this overall. So, yes, I know about that one there. You guys, hopefully you can do it. Your message. I cannot catch up everything what's going on. I try to go quick with what's going on in this part. I'm going to catch you with all the what you said in the chat about that one over there. Coach, Lucas Cormier have a stellar season last year during the season. He has a chance to make the biggest. If you think about this, Adam, think about this. How many spots do you have open right now for that team? Not many. And that's what problem you got. So maybe one spot over there, and I think Peter Krebs is going to get it, unfortunately. That Devils 2000 team is sack. Coach, are you going to doing live preseason game? Unfortunately, if they are live, I will do it. We can see the game, I will do it. If not, I cannot do it, honestly. Don't say coach out and take Toronto win only one round. You listen to him when Montreal eliminated them. He was pissed off. I wish the Whalers came back, but a new arena. Connecticut. I don't like any other team other than the Habs. I cannot share my love. Go Habs, go. Ellen, she's all about the Montreal Canadiens. That's awesome. Adam Anizima signed a professional trial with the Colorado Avalanche a couple of weeks ago. Not the right coach. They made a rookie mistake in the 2012 final with double minor and final game. And out that must be angry with Bozak. The Blues are close to St. Tarasenko as well. They don't have to sign him, to be honest with you, Adam. He's already signed for 2 years, 2 more years at $7.5 million. So I don't think so they will sign him at that moment. Yeah, but Parise Salor, Kovalka, Florida can keep going on. With Patrick Malo get his jersey retired by the shot, it will happen if he decides to be retired at some point. Do you think that shot could land roster spot in the Team Russia? It would be interesting. I don't think so. Can they open a door for him? Possible. He can be at the full roster, the extra player. I don't know if he can make it. Russia have a lot of great players over there, and I don't know if this one. I feel better when Dubel come home where he belongs. Coach, the last Toronto won a series was in 2003, 2004 from Ronnie. Absolutely right about that one over there. Talking about another one passed away today. Jack Eggers passed away today at 72 years old. Why him I'm talking about? Because he was the first player winning gold in 1974 for the Washington Capitals. So when you see the number 11 for the Washington Capitals, who do you remember was wearing number 11 for the Capitals? Nobody knows? All right. We'll see what happens. Someone would tell me who was wearing number 11 for the Washington Capitals, score many goals in NHL. Today we did a 32 team and 32 series days series. It's a New Jersey Devils. You have a chance to watching the series. That'd be awesome. You can see this, everything like that. So how you do that, everything. But we give them all the information. I'm not going to talk about this. I just want to give you all the information. The prospect guy, Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes, right? Nico Asher. They have Ty Smith over there. This guy, they all play for the New Jersey Devils, right? And they are all under 22 years old. Alexander Olds, I really believe he can make the team this year. I would not be surprised. Then Dawson Mercer, another one over there. That's 6 players right now as a prospect, and they are an amazing, great hockey player. Now, Gavin Ball and Nolan Foote are in the American Hockey League. They are a little bit older. And then, what about Shakir Mukamadulin? One of the great players right now. And KHL, Mukamadulin was a 20 overall pick. Nobody knew what him last year. We always laughing, me and Michael, because the name Mukamadulin. And that's what happened for the New Jersey Devils. So I just want to share with you about that one over there. Talking about the Montreal Canadiens, so let's talking about them. Let's talking about him tonight. First of all, this is a camp open up tomorrow at September 15 at 10 o'clock. They have all the kind of testing, everything like that. But we have a couple of players I'm going to follow, to be honest with you. I want to see Raphael Harvey Pinard, what he's going to do. Cameron Ellis is another one. Riley Kidney. That's another one over there. Jan Mizak, I love him a lot. After that, I'm not a big fan of Jesse Ilonen. Ilonen will be interesting to see him. Gianni Fairbrother, that's the one we need to see. Caden Cooley, this guy is what I'm looking for. Mathis Norlander, another one we need to look about this. It's interesting to see William Trudeau, but I don't think so. You're going to be invited to the camp at the beginning, and then you have all the 3 goaltender where I don't think so. So I believe me, for the training camp, Montreal Canadiens going to start in 9 days from today, right? Norlander, Cooley, Fairbrother, that's 3. Mizak, that's 4. Ilonen, that's 5. Harvey Pinard, possible, that's 6. Maybe Ellis, and that's pretty much what I see. Maybe have an invitation to go to training camp for the Montreal Canadiens. Can they bring Kidney? That would be interesting. Joshua Roy, I'm not sure about that, but that's what I'm doing. Also, Daniel Sobolev. That's another one we need to pay attention about that one over there. RIP, yes, Shakir Mukamadulin, Eli, yeah. I spell his name wrong. It's not a problem. Surprised when I did not make a weird trade like a Domi Arizona trade or Weber trade. It was a great trade for Domi, Arizona, by the Monkeys. So I don't know. We'll see what happened about that one there. Great Patrick Gartner. You're getting there. Mike Gartner, Rand Walter. But Gartner was the man of the men. So all parties will agree. Anyway, Norlander could be at the way to play in Laval, absolutely, NHL or Europe. Yep. Or back in Europe. Brando Moto, Gator favorite partner, proposed the son to be wife today. Awesome. And on the top, Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi is tag Bertuzzi. Why do the Montreal Canadiens wear blue helmet instead of the red helmet? Because that's the color of the pants. Usually your helmet color go with the pants, the shield of your pants normally. And only the Vegas wear like a wear helmet gold. It's odd one at the time, coach. The trade. Did you see? I'm sorry, I shut off my tablet. Atlanta, welcome aboard. Thank you so much. Tikkanen, no, it was my partner about that one over there. I want to talk about this one over there. Who is Jordan Harris? Southern Prospect and the Montreal Canadiens pool will always be linked together as a pair. Joel Testel with Raphael Harry Pinard are both over-ager from the QM who continue to shine in the junior hockey while being overlooked by the NHL draft community, never be drafted. After captain their respective team, they received an opportunity with the local franchise, the Montreal. Luke Tuck and Jan Mizak were selected with consecutive pick in the draft and will therefore always be connected. The same goes for this year's selection, Riley Kidney and Oliver Kapanen. Guy Kapanen had a really bad game yesterday in the Lika and left. Riga. He struggled, to be honest with you. He was not pretty to watch, to be honest with you. Last but not least, we have the Northeastern duo in Boston, Massachusetts. We talk about Jordan Harris and Jaden Struble, are both left-handed defensemen. He was elected either Caden Primo and Chris London Old University, where they play over there. So who is Jordan Harris guy? But his strength, he play well-round, modern brand of hockey. Great puck movement, right? He can skate well. He can add value to the team, both in offensive and defensive. The problem is him is small. His game has always been same composed and mature for his age. Last year, he wore an A. This year, he's going to be the captain of the team. So he has a great leadership inside of him. Great, smart student, by the way, to be honest with you. So be ready to sing. He has well-polished passing ability, a combine that will reading opposing attacker well to cut down on a high-danger scoring chance. Even if it's presently just at the NCAA level, there are plenty of aspects as project well for Harris' future as a pro league defenseman. So that's good to hear that about him at the BSF. Nicola, welcome aboard. Thanks for being joining us, Nicola. And again, guys, I'm writing everything's going on here, so I'm not going to follow too much what's going on the left side. Naturally, there are always the time which can be corrected for a 21 years old hockey player. He's going to be 22 and he's going to be back next season. He's going to be returned at the Northeastern for the upcoming season as a captain, and he's going to play his fourth season and complete his diploma over there for sure. Just to be clear, I understand why he wants to stay in university for his senior year. The fact is still put instinct of rushing into an unknown yet exciting career as a professional hockey player. Speak volume about his leadership. But after 3 years at Northwestern University, I have a hard time seeing him what more he can develop there hockey-wise. What Harris needs to do is continue to do what he does well at insane level, but a more fast-paced, setting on a more competitive level. I agree with that statement, but we have to give him a chance anyway for the upcoming. The projection with Montreal having an abundance of left-handed defensive talent and our current youth pool is fascinating to see how different these trap prospects are as a player. Alexander Romanov is the hard hitter who provides physicality and defensive stability. Even he has more offensive upside on his tool belt. He got to the low to show last season. On the contrary, Matthias Norlander is a savvy playmaker and transition master who can skate and 8 around his opponent on a good day. Even he has become more present in his own zone as well in the years since he got drafted. Harris' teammate Struble is the memorable, cheesy, straight guy who is really physical around. He takes a lot of penalty, to be honest with you. Lastly, we have Jordan Harris. He is not the biggest or the most imposing physical presence. I'll be honest with you, he's a little bit what Victor Mété was for the Montreal Canadiens. A little bit smarter, a little bit better puck movement, everything like that. But if you want to compare Jordan Harris guy, remember Victor Mété, but he had better offensive side on that one over there. So so that's what happened now. The problem with Harris guy, he did not sign his contract yet. So he's still on a no contract with the Montreal Canadiens. If he don't sign, he's going to be back in the NHL. He's going to go anywhere he wants to go. I believe Jimmy VC was one of the cases happening with him, if I can recall it. So it'll be really, really interesting about what could happen about that. I suggest you should do a flashback on Michael Bossy, Denis Potvin. Who is better, Jacques Plante ou Ken Dryden, en your opinion? It was the question of the day in the Hockey National Show. Atlanta, calm down. Atlanta is all you will scare him. Sorry, Michael. Atlanta, scare. Please click on the thumb up. Thank you so much. Tamer Bozak is a blue Fallon. Yep, Inotap are still here. Do you remember the Upton Rose Admiral that is called Hockey League? Of course. We play against them with the Richmond and also the Roanoke Express. I was in the East Coast Hockey League for 8 years. So Andon Rose was coached by John Brophy for many, many years. If you remember John Brophy, of course, he was the coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs at some point. Ken Dryden Bud, Plante is best known as the first goalie to wear a mask. Jacques Plante was pretty good with the Montreal Canadiens in 15-16. 16, and then Ken Dryden picked it up. After that, it was Patrick Roy. Now we have Carey Price, so that's how about Jordan. Victor Mete need a slap shot. He need point. He took him 107 game or whatever it is to score many points but to score his first goal in NHL. So that's what happened about him. To be honest with you. So this is about the Harris about this. I have other news to talk to you guys tonight. Let's move on to the next one over there. The top 10 prospect to watch an NHL rookie tournament, guys. They are right now. I'm going to give you a little bit quick. We still have about 10 minutes to go through to the quiz at 10 o'clock, and I'm going to give maybe a QA at the end. The first one I want to watch, guys, is a Quentin Byfield. Byfield is center for Los Angeles now. He's, second overall pick in 2020. He played a couple of games last season. He did not play in OHL, play in American Hockey League. Can he make the lineup for the Kings? That's what I'm looking for. You remember he was a 6'6". The Los Angeles Kings let go. They picked him and they let go Tim Suzzle, so for the Ottawa Senator. And I would be really interesting how he's going to grow. What he needs to improve, he was always been is power skating. So can he get that level? Because the guy is going to be a monster if you have that kind of the view about that one over there. So that was about this one over there. The next one I want to talk about this is Liam Kirk. Come on, Coach Arizona. Yes, because what Liam Kirk is, he was born in Grant Brendan. And not many players came from that country playing in NHL. So it would be interesting if he can make it the team, everything like that. So it would be a great story behind this if you get a job to play in professional, everything like that. If not, I think he's going to be in Tucson for the American Hockey League. The third one I want to talk is a goaltender at Buffalo. The situation with Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, I think you have a lot of upside down for him. Obviously, he was injured last season. And the fact you have only Anderson and Dell over there, you have maybe a great opportunity right now with Ullmark out and Uten out for Luukkonen to show up to get a full-time job about that one there. Joseph, you're absolutely right about Byfield. The question for him is more about his skating. He struggled at the World Championship, but he played better last season during that one over there. So it'll be really, really interesting about that one over there. Salut mon Nicolas. Bonne nuit en sortant de Plumard. Yes, Buddy Monkey Kirk is the first British pick in a while. Cole Frenchy 0%. I don't know what he's all about, but I think he's going fine. The number 4, Ryan Merkley for the defenseman for San Jose. Look, he's a great puck movement defenseman, and I can't wait to see him. Can he go through that team over there? That's really interesting. We know they have already the Vlasic, Burns, Vlasic, and Burns, and also Carlson over there. But can they have a spot for Merkley? That'll be really interesting. A 2018 first-round pick, so it's something you have to pick it up. Play with the Barracuda last season, American Hockey League. The number 5, this is one is really interesting. Lucas Raymond. Because Lucas Raymond and Alexander Olds, they're going to be compared, both of them, all the time. And I would be interesting because Detroit Red Wings are really hard on the rookies. They let them go back on the American Hockey League for 1 or 2 years, and then after that, they pick him up. But can Raymond make the team this year would be really interesting about. But I would not be surprised he start the season with the Grand Rapids, Griffin, and American Hockey League, and then he come back during the season. So it would be interesting. All right, Roger, have a good night, buddy. The next one I want to talk about is Philip Brober for the defenseman Edmonton. This one, Brober, have to be behind its front defenseman in Edmonton. We know already Donald Nurse. We know about Dyson Barry. We know already Evan Bouchard. You have a chance and the possibility to play with them. Duncan Keith. They signed Cody Ceci. They have Steve Coco over there. Coco and Chris Russell. So can Brober make the lineup? I'm not sure. But he's going to be a good player at some point for Edmonton. The next one for the Columbus is Yegor Shinakov. Another came from the Russian KHL. If you know that, it's the first time he's moving here to see if he can make the Columbus Blue Jacket where they need at least some depth inside the lineup. But the rookie, can he make the team? That will be something we have to pick up and see what's happening. The last three I want to talk very quickly, guys, is Scott Perinovich. Honestly, for the St. Louis Blues. I don't want to talk too much about him. He played for the University of Minnesota Toulouse. But the last two, that's what I'm looking for. Alexander Olds this week with the New Jersey Devils. How he's going to be over there. How he's going to perform with the team over there. Can he start the season with the Devils? Can he play back in the American Hockey League for Binghamton? That will be one we need to look about him. We know what happened with him and the trade at the World Championship last season. So it'll be interesting. Finally, Anton Lundell. He have a job already with the Panthers. He's the only one can lose the job, to be honest with you. You have everything. Two great players, a great shot, great skater. Everybody's going to look at him for the last couple of days. And now when he starts the training camp, next week is going to be, the spotlight is going to be on Anton Lundell. Everybody expect him to have a great career in NHL. You talk about depth for the Florida Panthers. That's what they have. They have Anton Lundell, the center. They're going to be a one day, just the one behind Barkov. You have the punch, Barkov, Lundell guy for years after years. That makes Florida Panthers to become one of the greatest team in NHL for many years with both of them. And not talking about Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett, Spencer Knight, Mackenzie Weger, Aaron Ekblad, Jonathan Huberdeau, everything like that. So I'll just give you an idea what's going on over there. And that's conclude the 10 prospect of when we talk about the rookies. I know it's a lot of blah, 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 but I have to do it. I have no choice. That's what I do. I bring all the contents, all the information, everything, and that's what's happening about this one. Oath is a big, strong enough. Joseph, up to him to make it this year. Yeah, I think he needs a little bit more time to play with the physicality with a bigger man. I understand he played last season, but that speed, the adjustment to play with the NHL player, that's what maybe. But the kid is talented, he has a skill, potential. I wouldn't be surprised, like Lucas Raymond, Alexander Old start his season on the American Hockey League, and they can after that call a call up. On the flip side, both teams, they have nothing to lose. So they're not going to take up a spot for someone else to make the playoff. So possible, but the Detroit Red Wings have a reputation to bring their players at the American Hockey League at the beginning. They've been there for years after years, and everybody go that way. Joe Villano, Zadina, and they always been that way with that part over there. Roger, cool. Cannot wait for the fantasy draft. Yeah, it's coming very soon. The New Jersey needs some right D's about that. Someone step up. Yep, coach, you are buffering. Yes, possible at some point. Goal affiliate in tap gonna take UB before me to just spin it. I think if you are a member of the Fantasy Hockey Nation Live Show, you should get the email, or the email was sent to you about the draft. I select the draft and the time of the draft, so just pay attention and watch this, and and let us know. Also, we're going to do live streaming. That draft is going to be also, if you're not there, an auto draft. So you're not there, you can make your list of auto draft, and the team will be made by themselves. When the player will be available at the pick, at the queue of the pick. So that's what happened about that draft over there. I'm available for 7 minutes before the quiz start at 10 o'clock. We are on the clock tonight. We're going to be sure we are done. We start the quiz at 10 o'clock. Who is going to be the winner? Roger left, unfortunately. He was the winner last night, so we're going to find a new winner. Tonight, it's about Team Canada, the New Jersey Devils, I believe, and the Calgary Flames. No, the New York Islanders. I apologize. So that's what happened about that one. I got a feeling I'm going to take Alberto. Yes. But you know what? I'm sure Bottom Monkey, you're going to take a lot of Florida Panthers. I agree with you, Coach. You could still shock us. I guess, yes, it's possible. Got that right, buddy. Yes, top love, Jonathan Huberdeau. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. And then, for the rest of the week, we're going to go overview the different camp around. Prepare the training camp for the next week. And also, we're going to go what happening during some result, because the showcase starts this week at different location. And then I'm going to give you, starting to give you the fantasy prediction for upcoming season of different players with the prediction, everything like that. So I'm working on your graphic, and that's what I've been. Tomorrow we do the Boston Bruins preview, 32 team and 32 days. And tomorrow it's Mike Bossy for the New York Canadiens flashback, for the series flashback. Every Wednesday it's any NHL, and the Sunday has always been Montreal Canadiens flashback series, and that's what we do here. We bring the best content we can give to you to be alert about what's going on around the league. You should do a quiz during intermission. Not really, have no time, honestly. We talk about the game at the end. I'm MS the hockey. The draft will be gone. Moves on thing. Yeah, we'll see, gentlemen. I think it was October 3rd or October. I believe it was the weeks prior about. We'll see what happened. Which one of the team are the winners are doing in the quiz? Is Primo progressing as a Victor and Laval coach? My impression was he has been living. How do we know he's progressing? If you only look the 3 game or the time he participated for the Montreal Canadiens last season, he struggled. One specific game, it was really bad. I believe it was against Toronto. But he had a great year in Laval Rocket. His number was low. He did well. Save percentage was over 0.92, I believe. He had a great year. Better year last season in Laval Rocket, American Hockey League, during his second year compared to year number 1. Now, he have to carry on this to the NHL. That's what you need to learn about that one over there. He played a couple of games the year prior, last year, in NHL. He won a game. If you know that, he just have a bad game last season. I feel like he never come back after that. So it would be really interesting about him, but I'm not nervous about them. It's to figure out, is it a backup number 2, or can he become a regular goaltender number 1? That's the question about what we need to know about Caden Primo, to be honest with you. There are some for a flashback. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Joseph. We're having a little chance, Coach. Yes, sir. Who has your top 3 player you think is on the Panthers trade block? Venetro is on the trade. I will say to you, maybe at Sherry. Of course, we know like Lumber, Lestor Darinin, all right, and then Lemico. Those bottom Marshman is maybe another one over there. But really one, I believe he could be traded, and he's a good hockey player for them, is Venetro. I don't see anybody else right now on that team can be traded, although the fact that depth over there. The prospect could be joined some point. But really is Venetro is really the one, I believe, the Florida Panthers. But again, they don't need to trade. They don't need to do anything. They just need to start to play the season. They are all packed. They have everything they need. and they are all good to go. And they are looking for the Stanley Cup Championship, Atlantic Division, and see after that how they're going to go all the way. But they have everything. Then after that, I will set 3 positions. Now, your question will be a little bit more different. Give me 3 locations what you need to get better. To be sure, it's Paprski. It's defenseman number 4 with Montour. That's the 2-1 over there. And then after that is the center number 3. And their team, that's what I believe. That's the 3 location or position. They need to be sure those 3 spots works well for them. But if you're looking to me for a quiz, and so no problem. Perry is underrated. Not really. Curry is done at Canada. He's 36 years old. He would play 10 minutes per game. He's getting slower. You know what I mean? Like, he's not what Corey Perry was in the past. He won the MVP. He was a great hockey player. But you can see at the end of the year, he was struggling more and more with Montreal Canadiens, and it was only half season. So you're going to see very quickly a really, really late old player with the Tampa Bay Lightnings, unfortunately. And at the end of the day, he will score goal because Tampa have a better offensive. Right? I would not be surprised he score 8 to 10 goals. But don't be surprised he play an average of 12 minutes per game. I don't think so. They put him a lot on power play. They have already their unit number 1, and they stay there usually 1 minute, 90 seconds. So it's time. In Montreal, he was play a lot of minutes because he was play on power play. So that's what happened about him. The Lightning are going to back in the cup. They have a chance to go all the way. They're just not sure about that one there. You know, if they have like 75% or 90% last year to win the cup, this year you have to give them 20-25% less of what they are about that one there. So that's what happened about. Not really. Perry is a Hall of Fame. I think he's going to be a Hall of Fame, Corey Perry, at the end of the day. Lee Anderson back in the house. Welcome back, buddy. You show up at the right time, Mr. Lee Anderson. What are you talking about, Coach? Because my computer is slow right now. Time for Frenchy Quiz, the Hockey Nation Live Show #1 quiz on the internet about hockey. The people come to the show for the quiz. Who's going to win tonight? We know Roger Delaney. Roger Delaney win 5-5 yesterday. Perfect game. Did not happen a lot. Michael Rosenblatt did it last week. Can someone step up to be 5-5 tonight? Can the #1 in our top steal the show again? Can a rookie, Gaydon or Allen or someone else, Michael Robinson, step up tonight? Can Joseph Lenham to be there? Régent Beaulieu can be there. What about Bud the Monkey? Can you pick it up tonight and make a great game? We'll see. Luke is aboard. We're missing Love Bunny on the slate. Eli the Wolf is going to be a first time in the quiz tonight. And see what happened with Atlanta weather. Can he stand up also? So let's make this happen. Let me take my note pad here because I need to see all the name when you register about that. I need some drink here. How about Sly? We love Sly. Adam Berger. Adam is Adam 3 yesterday. Adam and Joseph Lanham had a good night yesterday with Inner Tap. It's just Roger was over the map yesterday. Step up for win. I did not mention your name, Stephen. I will tell you why. And now you're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, coach. Because I was going to start the show, the quiz this way. Guys, because it's in Sweden, It is 4 o'clock in the morning. We have to give him a free point tonight. So we're going to give him a free point to 7 member tonight. Well done. And then I'm going to give 1 point to Eli, the Wolf. First time in the show as a quiz. So he got 1 point also. So both of you have a point. Unfortunately, Ellen, we love you. But your second time in the show, you cannot get a free point tonight. You have to go at 0. So good luck, everybody. Let's start the quiz number 1. If I can get this work, it'll be great. And the Islanders franchise, which player has the most shot in one season? Is it Denis Potvin, Mike Bossy, Jason Blake, Ziggy Palffy? Remember Ziggy? And Pierre Sergent. Who has the most shot on the net during one season? I'm the Wolf 2 coach. Yes, you're absolutely right about that one over there. By the monkey. B. Lee Anderson. B. Eli said B. Mike Bossy. Anybody else? Michael James. Palffy. Yes, Michael James. Welcome aboard. Michael Robinson said with A. Denis Potvin. Gaydon said B. Enotab said D. Luc said E. Pierre Turgeon. 7 members said A. Adam Berger said D. Ellen said E. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. On the likes, that'd be awesome. Talk about Eli. Eli the Wolf. Eli did he said the answer. Eli said Mike Bossy, yes. And Lee Anderson said what also? I saw Lee Anderson say B also. Anybody else? Michael Rabassi or Potvin. Roger, what is your answer? Atlanta Weather said B. Atlanta said no, D. Perfect. And then Régent, what is your answer, Régent Beaulieu? One more time for you, buddy. The answer, guys, we have a few answers. Bad news for Atlanta. Yours a good answer, Atlanta. Now you chant for D. You did not get it. B. Mike Bossy, 315 shot. Do you know who was number 2, guys? Jason Blake. Jason Blake have 308 shot, well, 305 shot. That's impressive. I did not know Jason Blake have number 2. So who scored? 7. Eli, the Wolves score. Bottom Monkey score. Lee Anderson score. And Gaydon take the lead about that one over there. So congratulations about this, about that. Dan Asham, welcome aboard. No problem. Régent, I did not know your answer, so I apologize about that one over there. Question number 2. To fix this. And the Islanders franchise, who has the most minute a penalty in one season? Zeno Konopka, Brian Kura, Mick Vukuta, Rich Pilon, and Gan Kenkeni Baumgartner. Who has the most minute penalty in one season? Good luck for everybody. Régent said E. Ronnie Odette said B. Dan Asham said E. Stephen member said C. Adam said B. Régent said E. Lee Anderson said E. Eli the Wolf said B. Michael Robinson said B. Atlanta Weather said C. Gaydon said E. Ellen Keeve, I give up. Good night, coach. Have a good night, Ellen. Talk to you tomorrow. Eric Olsine. Welcome aboard, Eric, said D. Ronnie said no, B was for the first answer. All right. So what is this answer? Butter Monkey, what is your answer, by the way, this one? Butter Monkey, I don't have your answer. What is your answer, Ron, on that one? Ron Odette, what is your answer about that one? Last one. All right, sound good? And the answer, that one, guys, is this part. Brian Curran, 355 minutes of penalties. This one over there. So what happened at that moment over there? Bottom against the beat. Yep. So what happened? Who take the lead? Eli with 2. Bud the Monkey with 2. Ronnie with 2. And then we have Lee Anderson, Gaydon, Enotap, Adam, and Michael Robinson, and 7 member at 1. Congratulations about that one there. That's pretty amazing when you think about Konopka Evukuta, about that one over there. Question number 3. Don't forget to click on the likes. And the Islanders franchise, which team they lose the most game against? So again, which team they have the most difficult time with the most loss? Is it the Boston Bruins, the Rangers, the Capitals, the Flyers, or the Pittsburgh Penguins? Here we go. We start the answer right now. Here we go, Butter Monkey. Butter Monkey said E, Pittsburgh. Thank you. Lee Anderson said A. Eric said B. Stephen said E. Dan said A. Atlanta said E. Enotab said D. Eli the Wolf said A. Luke said C. Ronnie Odette said D. Michael Robinson said E. Gaydon said D. AJI said C. Thank you, buddy. Thanks to be a part of the show. One more money again. Anybody else? One more time, Mulligan. We have a few people got it. A few people got it. The Philadelphia Flyers with 133 loss. Who win on that one over there? Eli still at 2. Butter Monkey is at 2 now. Gaydon pick it up at 2. Ronnie take the lead at 3. Enotap step up at 2. Michael Robinson is at 1 with Adam at that moment over there. And Lee Anderson is still at 1. And Stefan Av is free. I'm getting destroyed, Lee Anderson. Your one answer so far, you lost the last 2. Darn it, lost my straight. Butter Monkey said, yes, you did it. All right, next question. Let's go with this one. I got D, coach. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate a lot. On this day, 1996, who scored the winning goal for the Team USA versus Team Canada and gave their first championship for the World Cup title? Yes, he has 2 right now. Mike Modano, Tony Amonte, John Leclerc, Adam Dad Marsh, and Bill Guerin, who scored the winning goal to give the championship, the World Cup, to the Team USA against Team Canada in 1996. Who's going to get this? Regent said A. Lee Anderson said D. Eric Ulsening. A. Dan said A. Michael said A. Luke said E. Eli said B. Enotab said B. Atlanta said B. Nicolas said E. Regent said A. Badamonkis said B. Adam said B. Stephen said D. Ronnie said B. Lee Anderson said D. Eric said A. Stephen Member said D. Here we go. One more time. The last one. Yes, sir, Atlanta. I got it. The answer to that question, guy, is B. Tony Amonte. Eli score at 3. Bottom Monkey jump at 3. Gaydon still at 2. Gaydon, I did not get your answer, by the way. Gaydon, are you wrong? Gaydon said D. Oh, yeah, got it. All right, and then after that, we have Ronnie, 4 and 4. Enotap, step up at 3. Adam, follow with 3. And then Atlanta right now is at 2. Michael Robinson à 1. Lee Anderson is à 1. Je devrais me coucher, mais finalement, je ne sais pas, me couche pas. J'ai pas de problème, mon homme. Tu peux nous rejoindre, donc il n'y a pas de problème. Here we go, guys. Last question for the winner. Can Ronnie Odette have a perfect game? Or Enotap, Adam, and Bottom Monkey and Eli can win with Ronnie? Would be very interesting. That's we talk about. Great game tonight. Régent, beaucoup de misère ce soir, mon homme. Last question of the night. Not easy one. How many times Team Canada won the Spengler Cup? We know the Spengler Cup guy has always been in Sweden and April at the end of the season. So since 1920, how many times Team Canada win the Spengler? Well, maybe not 1920, but is it they won 16 times the Cup, 23 times, 9 times, 13 times, or 5 times? This is for the championship of the Frenchy Quiz tonight. Dan Asham said B. Nicolas said B. Luke said D. Thank you, Luke. Eric said B. Adam said A. Lee Anderson said A. Gaydon said B. Stephen Member said 16. Bottom Monkey said A. Michael Robinson said A. Enotab said A. Atlanta said A. Ronnie said A. One more time. Eli said A. All right. The answer, guys, it's A. 16. I think the Stefan, the Cup is played in Sweden. I could be wrong, but I think that's what happened. Guess there was an easy one to Google. Lee Anderson said that. It looked like possible. I don't know. But with this one, guys, the winner on another night, a tie, completely a perfect game, Mr. Ronnie Odette. Ronnie, good night, Nicolas. Pas de problème, mon nuit, bonne nuit. Ronnie Odette win tonight with 5, but in our tap, Adam and Bottom Monkey, Eli the Wolf, all 4 as a great performance of 4 great answers tonight. Congratulations, and the rest are 3 and 2. So, congratulations. No, Ronnie Odette have 5 and 5, Bottom Monkey on that one. J'ai eu un point, Roger, t'as bien raison. Stephen, I'm not sure exactly where, but they play at the same place. Maybe Anotap can tell me. I cannot go back on my computer right now. It's frozen a lot. So, but they always play every year at the same place. Ronnie, did you consult with Coach before the show on the quiz? Night, Atlanta. Not a problem, buddy. Good job, buddy. Good night, Brother Monkey. Great job again tonight. I gave my extra point to tap. Coach, where about are you from? I was born in Montreal, Canada. No, I live in North Miami Beach. Ronnie, you step up, buddy. You pick it up, everything. Switzerland, possible? Yeah, possible. Congratulations. They have a one location they play after. I don't know it was, but I read this earlier tonight, but I cannot remember. And then my computer is not doing, it does not doing well right now, so I don't want to shifting back and forth. I'm scared to losing. So here we go. You got it, Gato. Thank you so much. Thanks, Steph. Great performance tonight. A lot of good answer. See, the quiz is getting easier. I give you a better way for each one of you. So, congratulations. J'ai actualisé trop tard, Régent. I apologize. Not really, Adam, because Dvorak is great, I think, overall. I hope it does not blue screen top. No. Adam, I believe Dvorak is overall better when you think about the offensive side. So I think, I believe it's not, I think the Weber is getting worse. The fact also they have Hoffman, Dvorak on power play that we're helping them more with Caulfield. So the power play will be better, stronger. I think Montreal is going to score more goals compared to last season. So I think it's a winner for Montreal without Dano at the end. Okay, guys, have a great night. Thank you, Coach. No problem, Michael. Have a great walk with your dog. Thanks to be a part of the show. Thanks to stop by. We appreciate you take a time to come here every single night. It's in Davos, Switzerland, Coach. Here we go. Thank you to verify and to give us the right answer. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate. J'ai eu le dernier mot, Régent. Pas de problème. Ali, c'était honnête, puis tu as eu un point, donc c'est bon. Thanks, and that was lucky to have the guest of 3-1 Ronnie. You did very well, Ronnie. It was your lucky night, like Roger last night. Roger have also 3 good answers. He said, I guessed 2 of them after that. So it'll be interesting about that one over there. But again, like, you know, what we do after the quiz, we talk a little bit about hockey and we stay here a little bit longer. Any question, anything you want to talk about is really overall here now. You know, we talked about Montreal Canadiens earlier. Now we can talk about anything, any question you have. Montreal better perform this year or the quizzes we get worse to him. And Montreal is going to get over 90 points again this year, Adam. I'm not worried about that part of that. Everything in Toronto right now it's one thing. Win the first round playoff. Whatever they do, 300 point and Matthews score 80 goal. If they don't go through the first round and playoff, this is the end of Kyle Dubas. Imagine if they don't make the playoff. That will be the worst. I don't think so. I think they have enough team, a good team to make all the way. But can they win the first round? That's really the big question. I'm not worried about Marner, Nylander, Tavares, and Matthews. But they're missing a couple of pieces of the puzzle to win the Stanley Cup. I don't see what happened right now at that moment. Have a great night, Stefan. Thanks for being a part of the show. 424 over there. Time to go. The team should be able to be in the top 10 and the goal score. Possible, but I would say to you, if they can drop under 15, that'd be great. If they can drop under 12 on power play, that'd be great. But they've been always to 18, 19, 20, 22 on scoring, and I think Montreal have more, but they dropped from there to 10. It's a lot, but possible. I don't say it's not possible. Toronto current goal songs out of fame out mail. How many goals a point do you think KK will score? $12 goals, 36 assists, 48 points. The big question would be is where will Bozak end up? Bozak with St. Louis now, so I don't know. But again, everything below 50, everything below 15 goal, it's not worth it to get Kokanemi. But he's going to get his 30 assists for sure. You know, I could be 42, you know what I mean? But I think he's going to go through over 40 in my book. On my book. The problem running about that one there, I don't see they will score 30 goals, everybody. I only see one player can make 30 goals. It's Josh Anderson, Mike Hoffman. You go to get more 25 goal running with Montreal Canadiens. Like Toffoli, Gallagher, then Suzuki. You can have Anderson at that moment over there. Mike Hoffman will be another one over there. That would be more realistic to go with 25 goals. Yes, Dan, the Joe will be easily make the playoff. So that's happening today. I watched the TSN, everything like that, and it was all about Morgan Riley about that one. I don't understand that part over there, Michael. Tap. What's the big deal? They don't sign him next week or the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Why they can sign him in October, November, and December? Now, did he mention he doesn't want to talk about contract? That's possible, but yeah, no deadline at the end of the day. Have a good night, Regin. Merci beaucoup. Have a great night, Adam. No problem. Thank you, Lee, to join us tonight. It was great to having you. Don't forget, we are live every night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday to Saturday. Every night, we talk about everything that's going on around the NHL. Have a good night, Lee. Pleasure. The debt is similar, right? You think about the debt, right? Kokanemi in the middle, Lekanen, Armia. Then after that, it was a changing with Biron, with Perry, and Eric Stahl. Then you have Jake Haven over there. So Biron is there, Jake Haven is there, Armia is there, and you have Lekonen. Now what you add, right, it's Perrault. Perrault better to Perry. Yeah, nobody is a little bit what can bring you overall. So they may be missing that piece over there. Then after that, you have better speed over Stahl. You have whatever you put, Rand Poden, Jack Evans over there, all right? Or you put like Parkett. So the three players you're losing, one in the middle, two on the side, one in the middle also, one on the right, right? You win two of the three over there. So that overall, I think the bottom six a little bit better. They go to miss a little bit Kokanemi overall on productivity on the offensive side. But again, on the bottom six, remember, now you have to drop Gallagher and you have to drop Drouin. Then you have to drop now Armia, and then you have to drop Lekonen. And we don't talk about Biron yet. And you have Perrault now. So when you think about this, the bottom six is more better at what they have last season. Does it make sense? And I want to start with what I said at the beginning so you can understand right away, and then you can go with how I finish it. Christian, final in the house. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much, Christian. Thanks again to join us. Appreciate a lot. Glad to have another Montreal Canadiens fan and another new welcome to the Family Hockey National Show. We talk about Montreal Canadiens. We talk about hockey 2 times per day, 11 o'clock Eastern Time and 9 o'clock p.m. We do always live stream and we add video and all kind of stuff like that during the day. So welcome aboard. Any question you have, it's time. And you miss the biggest quiz on the internet at 10 o'clock every night. People love the quiz of Frenchy Quiz. Yes, I believe Riley agent put a timeline for this to be done. Leave now that I can extend him for 5 years. Sorry, I just drove to get Smokey King and Smokey King. Brad, okay, not a problem, buddy. Yeah, that's possible. They can come from him. But at the end of the day, they are limited. The best decision for them, to be honest with you, it's hanging there until the trade deadline. Where are they? What they have to do? And after that, you cannot trade him right now at that moment. That would be a mistake for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, Montreal have the money to pay him. Yeah, it just is. He did not do well since he left the Tampa Bay. I don't know how he's going to react, but he's a good forechecker. He work hard, but he struggle. He's a bottom. Hey, Chikov in the house tonight. Welcome, buddy. We miss you. Chikov is directly from Halifax, guys. Young man comes sometime here to say hi, so thanks to join us. You're absolutely right about that. But I don't think so. They need him, Chikov. They have their line in the middle is strong. They have so much great center. They don't really need him. Of course, they would bring more on the table, but at some point, they have better to let play Josh Norris. They have to develop Shane Pinto over there. They have Tierney over there. So their line is pretty stronger. Their top six is really strong over there. Don't worry about that, Chikov. We just remind you. We just remember you because your last name, and we create your nickname, Chikov, and you win the quiz the first time. So we know you, no problem. Main goal hockey in the house. Awesome. Don't forget, guys, everybody, to click on the likes. Hey, Chikov is here. I have no clue how to spell it. Oh, that's great. We give him, it's like Chevnikov, but he missed the N between his name. That's what only I can do. I can tell you. So, Johnny, that's what happened about the line over there. And I'll talk about Morgan Riley. I think the Montreal have the money now to get him as a UFA because the $7.75 million are Weber's leaving. The key with him, I will not give him 8 years. He won 8 years. I know the market is for 8 years, but he become 28 years old. Again, after 33, 34, those kind of players drop. And you can see all those big, bad mistakes with contract, with Doughty, with Burns, with Carlson, and everybody else get 34, 35. Weber is a bad contract to start this year. They are getting older, and they cannot carry on a $8, $9, $10 million contract at that age. Absolutely right, Christian. It's funny because yesterday we talked about him. Like the show last night was about Christian Dvorak. And more we talk about him, more excited I was. I think overall Dvorak would bring another dimension of what Dano was doing, but more with productivity on the offensive side. So we are a winner of everything about that one over there. So for me, the chance to make the playoff now are increasing. And I'm excited to watch him, and I'm excited to see the Montreal Canadiens with Mike Hoffman, Cole Caulfield. I think the offensive side is better this year for the Montreal Canadiens. What hockey do you play, Chikov? Chikov is only 13, 14 years old, I believe. Brad, he played in Halifax. Roddy was same agent as Hamilton, J.P. Barry. Yes. At that time, and every contract, Brad, is like before 33 years old, it's good. And that's the reason yesterday we started talking about maybe Gallagher, Petrie, maybe trade them at the time they are at the top of their game, least Petrie, where he's going to be 34. He still have 3-4 more years at 6.25. It's a lot of money. Same thing with Gallagher. I think Gallagher, another season, 20 goals, maybe 2 more, and that's it for Gallagher. And you have to carry on at 6.5. That's a lot of money. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate it a lot. Very nice from you. Have a good night, Eli. I will talk to you next time, buddy. I could see between Boston just because his age contract is skilled. But the problem is 6.25. He's 33 years old now. He's getting older. But for 1-2 years, it's fine. It's after that. So you have always through time to reevaluate everything. And that's what you have to be careful about that part. That's what's happening. But again, in hockey, you have to give them a 6, 7, 8 years. So we give him a longevity of the contract. But you pay them for the money they're worth. And unfortunately, the 8 years hurt at some point when they become 35, 36, 37 years old. Some doing well, like Joe Dano at 37 play great. Ryan Sutter, I think overall, but you can see Parisi, he struggled at 35. I have a lot of people Marchand getting better after he got 30 years old. But it's an exception at the rules. So that's the kind of stuff you have to be careful. But that's hockey. Well, you talk about the player where the elite Bergeron is, have a good. He's 35 years old. I think he's not going to repeat, but he play over there. I think Kopitar, Doughty played last year, won his best season since 2017. Can he repeat? I don't know. But Bergeron have a good year. Kopitar have a good year overall. But again, can Doughty play again that level? I'm not sure. So that's what you have to look about that. Um, no, Chikov. It's a lot. 1 point. I think both of them at 60 points this year, that'd be great. I don't think Katsuki would be that level right away. And Sozo is the second year and the first time at full time. I think in the future, uh, Tim is going to have more point at Brady because I believe it's different players, but I think overall, but not this year, they're going to carry on 1 point. Katchuk is different players. Katchuk every year at 70 points, 65, 75 points. That's the kind. But Tim would be the surprise. One day he get 90 points, maybe 100 at some point. That's why great he is. He's going to be 40 goals and add 50 assists. That's why he is. Katchuk is another dimension for check and, play hard and everything like that. The only ad prospect we are really 60 making the 10 years this year is Poland. I don't think so. I'm sorry. I would say I don't think so. Norlander will make it, honestly. But maybe they will keep him a little bit longer. Maybe to get him a couple of games, everything like that, and then they will be returning over there. Price is going to be a part of the three goaltender. I believe it will be Blackwood with Carey Price and Marc-Andre Fleury. He should be starting, to be honest with you. But again, it depends what they look like, what the Team Canada, and if he feels good about that. But I expect him to be a starter for them. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Brad. But the good news on the flip side for Boston, Bergeron is still at $6 million, right? So Boston don't have to carry on the 9, 10, $11 million. So that's an advantage about that. I think the next 2 years, Pasternak is going to be the player the most pay and the team. Yeah, Dan, that'd be great. Yeah, right with you about that one over there. What for me in our tap is interesting for me is to see Norlander, how he does again, bigger guy, and how he's skating, he's going to adapt with the speed, everything like that. That's what I'm looking for him. He's still young, 21 years old, but I think overall it's learning and to see what he look like. So I'm excited to see him. Coach, I've noticed a lot of people are hoping Gally would be giving the captain with the Weber on the way out. With the current Av roster, who do you think should be the captain? And again, Matt Bergeron said until Weber is not out of the Montreal Canadiens, the captain's not going to go nowhere, not going to give to anybody. So you have no reason the captain go to someone at that moment. I don't think so. Anybody would be captain now. If ever Weber was said, I'm not coming back, my biggest about Gallagher is the intention of Montreal. Is it to keep him until it's over? Because at that moment, he's going to be 30, 31 years old. when Weber will be retired, if he's retired the next 2 years, not this year, but the year after that. So Gallagher will be one of the top 3. Can he turn around? So, our player of the next 10 years is a Suzuki, Nick Suzuki. Can we give to him? Or they go 3 years with Gallagher, and then after that move to Suzuki. So the Montreal is rare. They go with a young captain, right? And Gallagher is one of the the most year with a Montreal Canadiens, and by the way he play, he should be the captain. But I don't see the captain this year until Weber. Now, at the end of the year next year, is Weber's leaving or not? That's what the biggest question about that. And for me, it's going to be between Gallagher and Suzuki. Pierre-Yves Dubreuil. You absolutely nail it. He still carry on the puck, right? But not have the speed. You're welcome, Christian. He don't have Pierre-Yves, the speed of Subban, everything like that. He have a great one-timer shot, but at that level he played, it was good. But that NHL, I don't think so. He have like an amazing, great one-timer. What is smart is, like you said, you have a great sense, great vision, great pass on the breakout in an entry zone, right? Or we call the transition, or the transition. That's what he has. But the physicality is not there, right? And that's a big commitment when you send Markov. But I can understand why you send Markov the way he can play like Markov, and he's not like Subban. I can understand your statement about that. Hey, I agree with this. I think Norlander is going to be great for the Montreal Canadiens in 2 years. You have to give him a chance to play with bigger men, and then also you have to be at time to play with the size of the ice. Does it make sense? So to that period adjustment, everything like that. So great comment about you when you mentioned about Norlander. I know it's only one game, but Norlander last game was really bad. He could not cover his man, skate poorly, was -3. It was been a third period. Yeah, but I think for me, and I know you have a bad game, but it's going to be always like Romanov struggle last year. The awareness of the defensive zone, and the young men show up as a defenseman. That's what they struggle. If you have skill, puck mover, or great IQ, sense hockey, you're going to find a way to pass the puck on the blade. It's on the defensive side, you have a difficult time. The speed, the movement of players, the puck's moving, and you have to be at the right spot. How you cover the guy, put your stick under their stick, and play physicality with them. When you ball on the corner, look Quinn Hughes. I don't compare Norlander to Quinn Hughes, but look where is Quinn Hughes' is awareness on the ice. That's what it is. I have a great conversation with Baumgartner about him, and he was said that great on one side, but on defensive you need to be stronger. He get beat a lot on the 50-50 battle. That's what Norlander is going to be. When I see Norlander, guys, I compare him a little bit with Samuel Girard. And on my head, a little bit bigger as Samuel Girard, but the kind of player what Samuel does, that's what Norlander is in my book. I'm just gonna cry on this secondary player retire. Malcolm, Capital, Marchand, yeah. I understand, Brad, but again, like I've been there. You're going to fall in love with other players, and that's what happened. I'm still remember I cry when Gretzky, Lemieux, Lafleur, all those great players I admire night after night, game after game. That's part of what life is all about, right? But always someone show up, and then you fall in love with other and other. But yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. Age 20 Water, welcome aboard. Thanks to be a part of the show. Bonsoir, j'espère que tout va bien. Yep. Yep, absolutely. I knew that. I understood when you said that, Markov, Pierre. Great comments, like I said. You know what I mean? Like, Markov, he was not. And sometimes you don't have to be the fastest one. You have to be at the right spot and use your body and you skate properly. You position on the ice, you square shoulder, you stick, you puck. Every time, you know, like Markov in the corner was not a guy pushed the guy on the second row in the stand, but he will win the battle because he was using, look, Pavel Tkachuk for Detroit, one of the best 50-50 guy. He was never beat someone by his physicality. It was the way to get out of the corner. That's the kind of tricks Norlander have to learn to stay in NHL to be more efficacious. Because the rest, passing, puck movement, IQ, vision, he has it. On power play, the kid would be great. On the puck movement at the top quarter, he's going to be great. Expect him to be an amazing, great special team on power play. And on type, you're absolutely right. It's always been, you know what I mean, like most of the defensemen, at least if you are really, really skilled, like Rasmus Dahlin, that kind of player, right? They are developing more at 22, 23, 24. I don't think so, age 20. It depends what is a boss for you. It depends what is, you know what I mean? If you expect Kotkaniemi at 80 points, that's a boss. I feel Kotkaniemi in NHL is going to be between 15, 20 goals and about 40 assists. So if he can reach a consistency 60, 75 points at his best, that's what I expect from him. Can he handle to become a top 6 second line like Vincent Trocheck example year after year? I believe he has a skill potential. I'm not sure about the skating, but I think he can do this. Now, can he do it? That's another. But to put like a boss like 20 points, I don't think so. But he's still young, and you have to be patient with that kind of player. You know, Martin Necas developed last season. Now Necas is at 22 years old. So it took him 3 years before he did become who he is right now. And Martin Necas may be the best player after AO for the Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, but you're going to love the TNT and ESPN. They're working hard right now. You'll be love it. You have a lot of new players like Wayne Gretzky and those Mike Macy. They have a lot of new analysts in hockey. You're going to love it. I think Cooley will end up a better but strength defenseman at Norlander. Completely different Cooley. I think it would be more physical, everything like that. I think Cooley could become a Jeff Petrie chair number 3. I don't say the same style like Petrie, 15 goals, but Cooley become a defenseman number 3. The problem Montreal is to find a number 1. That's what you have to figure out, like Morgan Riley or John Carlson or Quinn Hughes or Mike McCarr, that kind of defenseman, number 1, like, you know, like a Roman Uzi, like what they have with Weber. Now they need to find another Weber at 25 years old. Christian, I was born and before 80, so for me it's always been Guy Lafleur all day long. You know, of course you have Bob Gainey, Steve Schott, and the Ken Dryden, the big 3 and the 70s. Then after that you got Stéphane Richer, Mats Naslund, carry on, then Sako Koivu, everything like that. But I grew with Guy Lafleur and what he did for Montreal year after year. 50 goals and everything like that, I have to go with Guy Lafleur. Of course, age 20, you know what I mean? And I don't say he's going to be not a boss. I just said my expectation is this way. Now we have to wait how he's going to develop the next 3-4 years. I think he's still young. I still believe he should not start in NHL at 18. And I still have a lot of work to do for him to reach his full potential. But he have the potential. That's a big word when we see potential versus he is, right? So you have the skill and the potential. Now, can he get it? And it depends also what is the potential or what you expect is two things also. The expectation for me for Kotkaniemi is between 60 to 70 points is a great for him. 50, 60 is really what I expect overall. Because he's not going to score a lot of goals in the NHL. It's not a guy who's going to go a lot, 30 goals, 35 goals. He's going to be about 20 goals max, but again, more assists. And that's more assists make him to reach that quality of point at the end of the year, 50, 60, or 70. What is a good idea to sign Portland for 1 year? He's still an RFA, Johnny. So I don't expect too much. We'll see what he look like this year. And after that, they were going to figure out what he deserves every time that. But again, for the next 3 years, the salary cap is low. I don't expect too much him and the role inside the team. I don't expect he's going to be increasing a lot. So I think the $1 million max you can get for him at that moment. Thank you so much. We have a good evening. We have 44, Johnny, so turn around to be great. Don't forget to click on the likes. And any question you have right now, we're still on. We can go here until we become only me by myself, talking alone. Larry Watts, welcome aboard. No, Larry. And I will tell you why reason. And again, it's just my perspective. It's not I'm an expert on hockey, but I know a little bit. But the reason why I said this to you is because Kotkaniemi came in the NHL at 18 years old. We talk about Romanov. He's already at 3 years in KHL. He came here at 22 years old. So the maturity is there. He played years over 100 games in KHL against the men's, and they are not on the same boat at the beginning. I think Romanov proved it last season. He can play in NHL. It's just to find his right chair. Second thing, they need to let him on the left defenseman. I think they mess up him when he played on the right D. He still have a lot of work to do, still a lot of work to become better. But from your question, I would say no. Romanov deserves to be a top third pair defenseman for Montreal, number 5, number 6. And my book, for the next 5 years, 10 years, going to play in NHL, he's going to be a defenseman number 3, worst case, the defenseman number 4. If he play as a second pair of defensemen in NHL, he's going to be a great hockey player. But do not expect to be 1 and 2. At least completely something changed, but I don't think so. He will change a lot. But right now, he's perfectly what he is right now. A great question, by the way, Larry. Welcome aboard. Don't forget to click on the likes. And you are welcome here for anybody else like Christian and Age 20. We have a show every morning, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, with a co-host, Michael De Villano. And we have a show every night at 9 o'clock p.m. We talk about Montreal Canadiens most of the time. We talk about what's going on around the league, but we're always back with the Montreal Canadiens. And we do all the game play-by-play. Montreal Canadiens, we cannot show the game, but we show what's going on. And we talk about the hockey almost 24 hours per day, and we enjoy it. Joe, have you seen? Yes, I did. For me, is off, but we'll see. How can we follow the rookie camp? Honestly, it's not on TV. And that would be private, so you cannot follow, honestly. You have only listening the report of the day on TSN, Sportnet, or TVA, or French station, everything like that. That's what happening. For Jay Fresh, on top, the problem is like that. He was some team, he put so many points where I was out. But I think he does this with a random of simulation games. That's what I think he does. They're all coming from me. I'm coming with my pronostic of 50 players for the upcoming season. I'm going to do my power ranking. I'm going to do the prediction of who's going to finish of each division. And I'm going to tell who's win the trophies, who win the Stanley Cup, everything like that. And I was off last year, 2 of the 4 division. I select the Calgary Flames and the North Division, and I was wrong. I went with Washington Capitals on the division, East Division. I was right with Vegas, and I was right with Carolina until Tampa Bay get it, and I was wrong with that part over there. But what I was really off, it was Calgary. Like, off. Like, I put them at the top at the North Division. Like, I put Calgary guys to go at the Final Four. How off I was. Yeah. So that's what I believe in our top. I think they go with a simulation, like they play 1,000 time games every time like that, and they get the point every time like that. But remember, Philadelphia is 1 year all in and 1 year all out. This year, they're supposed to make the playoff. I don't know if it will happen, but would be very interesting to see that. I still believe on that division is going to be Washington, Carolina, and Islanders for the top of that one over there. I still believe Tampa Bay, Florida is going to be 1 and 2, or like under Atlantic over there. I still believe Colorado is going to be on the other one over there, and another one is going to be Vegas and the West. But I have to study a little bit more. Yeah, of course, we can do that. That's not a problem. You can compare at the end. I can create a template, and then the people send an email directly to us, and then we can put this on the show to everybody. Everything like that. That's not a problem. We don't we don't have 40,000 people here, so until we are small, we can do kind of friend thing like nobody can do, because what I mean. Like I'll be honest with you, and Ottawa, we maybe have 10 people, we do it. Maybe 20 max, right? We barely make 20 people to make the fantasy hockey, but that's part of who we are at that moment. But we grow. We can see more people, like Larry show up, like Christian is around here earlier, and age 20, everything like that. People show up, try to look about what we do, everything like that. And we are the only one does every night live stream 2 times per day anyway, the night and the morning. So some point people hanging with us. So that's fun to see that. You can see by the number, the likes, and the number of the participation, join, stop by. Yep. The reason I would say Washington, they still have the core still one more year. The only thing I'm nervous about Washington is the defenseman side, where they still have only Carlson or Love anymore and Justin Schultz. And that's what. I think Washington, they have Mantona, they have DJ Oshie, they have Ovechkin, they have Backstrom. The point is what Kusanov is going to do. That's my biggest problem. They still have Tom Wilson over there. So said that, I still believe, and that Samsonov, how he's going to be between the pipes. I still believe they have the way to be at the top three. The only team last season is the Pittsburgh, I believe, is going to really diving down. And the next team is between Philadelphia and the Rangers. That's the two teams they're going to find to catch up with the Washington. Think NTT in the house. Welcome aboard. Merci d'être ici. C'est drôle que tu me poses la question parce que si t'es venu ici il y a 3 semaines, j'ai prévoyé quasiment pas faire les séries ou peut-être par la wild card avec une moyenne de 20% ou 30%. Mais depuis qu'on a échangé Dave Orac, puis qu'Okenemi est parti, puis la façon qu'ils ont une équipe maintenant, je crois que maintenant, ils ont les chances de mettre. Premièrement, on va avoir du plaisir à les regarder. Ils vont compter beaucoup de plus de buts avec Caulfield, Hoffman et Dave Orac. So, fun to watch. La deuxième chose, ben, je crois qu'ils ont des chances maintenant de participer aux séries plus que jamais j'avais pensé pour cette année. Mais ça va être une équipe à regarder pour le fun. Puis ils vont être jusqu'à la fin, d'après moi, dans la course pour la participation des équipes, pour une place dans les séries. Ce qu'on demande. Mais là, tu sais, d'être dans les première, deuxième position, j'y crois pas. Mais quand tu arrives dans les séries, tout peut arriver, ils l'ont prouvé l'an passé. Mais ça va être une équipe explosive en patin, une équipe qui va compter beaucoup de buts que dans les autres années. Ça va être le fun à regarder. Puis avec les nouvelles, les rookies, là, puis Dave Orac, puis les Caulfield, les Suzuki, ça va être le fun à regarder. Que pour moi, l'excitement, ça va être là pour moi, donc ça va être la fun à regarder. Puis prions pour que ça arrive, qu'ils participent aux séries. On va voir. Merci pour la question. Ah, il n'y a pas de problème. Je ne suis pas un expert, mais j'en connais beaucoup, là, mais on fait ça à tous les soirs à 9h. On a une émission de 9h jusqu'à quand on ferme. On ne sait jamais à quelle heure qu'on ferme. 11h, 11h30, minuit. On fait ça du lundi au samedi soir. Puis on a une émission le matin à 11h. Normalement, c'est en anglais, là. Puis on fait toutes les games des parties des Canadiens de Montréal, les pre-games, les games play-by-play. Puis après, on parle des Canadiens. K.E. Boomram in the house. Yeah, fast. It's not fast, but good speed, good power skating, but not fast like maybe you think. But high hockey sen IQ is great. I think earlier someone compared him to Markov a little bit. I'm not remember who he was, but try to figure out who he was. But you will be excited about him. Yeah, I'm 45. Yes, I know that. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he will go to make this year. I think what you need, Boomerang now, is developing his potential, his skill, his talent. But what you need is experience, right? It's to experience hockey. So, part of the development, part to reach your full potential is to play with the quality of the NHL player. So hopefully, whatever he's coming back in Sweden next season, now he's going to be a full-time with a Frölunda team over there. That's what we need. You need that. So patient over him 1 year, and then after that, we're going to see next year what he look like. But for me, this year, it's going to be a big, big, big step for him. It will be interesting to see him start tomorrow, the next couple of days. But patient. Manque juste un peu de skill en défensive. Par contre, en attaque, ça devrait être OK. Oui, bien d'accord. The problem, Boomerang, is because you have an agreement. Like, if you don't play in the NHL, you're supposed to come back in Sweden. That's the agreement he have with his contract. Pierre, tu as bien raison ce côté-là. Là. Le jeune, il est correct en offensive. Là. Très, très bon en power play. Le puck movement, les passes, il a tout ce côté-là. C'est en défensive comme Romanov, il a arraché l'an passé. Là. C'est là qu'il va en arracher le plus Norlander. On the flip side, Rand Poland, hopefully he can make the team because he's a big guy, big center, and that line need to get a little bit bigger. We lost Kokanemi at 6'3", and Carlos Eric Saw was at 6'4", and now we have only Zuski Devorak and Jake Evan, and nobody is 6'1". So Poland at 6'1", 6'2" has become your bigger guy in the middle. So it would be interesting about that one there. Yes. It makes a lot of sense, but for me, I still believe Anaheim. I will be careful about 2 picks because the draft is so big. And the prospect, is it who? Is it Drestel or Zegras? You cannot touch them. If they trade for Gibson with Steele or Jones or Terry, I'm okay with that part over there. And the first round pick guy is a top 10 in NHL. Now you talk about possible and amazing great player over there. So for me, I'm not sure. And you get a player, you're not sure he's going to be healthy. If I'm any team GM, I don't touch Jake Eagle. I don't touch him. I don't touch him at all. Fallon, Rob Bozak on Saint-Louis. Yes, sir. Drouin a un point de dérogation, mais s'il revient en force sur sa troisième trio, ça devrait ajouter la profondeur. Yes. It's a little bit what Kokanemi should be. That's what I consider Kokanemi and Drouin. Drouin never had more than 53 points in NHL. Drouin never scored 25, 30 goals. If Drouin can do 15 goals and he can add 40 assists, awesome. And that's what you need. You don't need 60, 70. That's extra. But he can handle 45 points with 15 goals and 30 assists, 35 assists. Great year for him. Because right now, he's not on your top 6. He's a bottom 3. I think Gallagher and Drouin at the third line, they are perfect there in my book. You better to play Gallagher, better to play Caulfield, Anderson, Toffoli, and Hoffman right there. And let Drouin, Gallagher, no pressure. Let them play again the third line. That'd be great. For them, they're going to get more points. I'm not worried about his speed, right? It's like, for me, I'm worried about his turnover, his defensive side, his zone coverage, all right? But I'm not stick and glint, but too much, right? I think he needs to improve his puck protection over there and not create turnover. When it's turnover, sometimes it's gave away puck. The pass is not there, and he just losing the puck by the defensive side. But if he can controlling those kind of mistake, limited his mistake like that, and have a better zone coverage, he's going to be fine. Um, the speed of Tampa or the system to play, Pierre, c'est leur transition. So how they do this, it's not easy, but you need to have that kind of speed. And what they do, if you follow a little bit more, you study the game a little bit more, right? It's a puck by Sergachev, McDonald, or Edmond, name it, right? They get the puck behind the net, and most of the time, they don't break out. They carry on the puck, the defenseman. And then after that, about 10 feet before the blue line, you're going to have a winger or a center full speed between both blue line. That's called transition. Right? And that time, they get a pass, they go at the 100 miles per hour at the blue line. Not many defensemen on the other team can handle that speed. So your cap control defensemen have to be great. And they have to hit the guy and the neutral zone. If you get them to give 2 strides, you're going to get beat. So when they are coming at the blue line, you have to hit them right away over there. And if you can intercept that pass over there, it's better. But if you look Tampa Bay, that's what you do. Completely a transition game between entre les deux lignes bleues. La passe est là, puis il rentre en ligne contre. It could be Cirelli, Point, Kucherov. And when they come inside, they never give the puck. They never down the puck. They never rim the puck. They cut back. So what they do, they kick out the puck at the blue line, or they cut back. So they just cut back. They turn. They're waiting for the people coming back in support. Dominic Sham should call me. Just kidding. I know Eichel is a big risk, but he's worked out some team will definitely benefit. He is a generation player that who does not grow on the tree. I understand Enota. But what happened if he's got hurt? He cannot play hockey in 2 years. You are going to trade for someone with the assume he's going to be fine. And for me, in hockey or any sport, you cannot assume any guarantee. And nobody can give a guarantee to him right now to be at the perfect health, what he can be. That's why the risk you take with Jack Eichel. Another problem, Pierre. Merci. J'espère que tu t'es inscrit. Puis, écoute, tu as l'air à connaître le hockey aussi. Donc, gêne-toi pas de revenir à n'importe quel camp. Puis, parler de hockey en français, en anglais, il n'y a pas de problème. But Anaheim, Rangers, Chicago, Calgary, maybe Vancouver, all the 5 teams have all the potential or the tools to make a trade with Buffalo for Jack Eichel. They have prospect, they have picks, they have a good players you can trade. Each one of them. Fait plaisir, Pierre. Christian, hey, coach, does our team have any awareness this concern you? Yes. 2 areas. Defenseman, puck mover. We don't have. So we need to cover that one over there. The Shea Weber is going to be a big piece of the most we don't have. The physicality of him will be covered by David Savard, but not like him. Right? So what Shea Weber categorized, or we can say like he's a defenseman number 2. Montreal don't have number 1. We have a lot 3, 4, and 5. And all the defensemen we have, it's all 3, 4, and 5. We have P3 number 2. but we don't have that kind of number one. So we're missing that quality defenseman over there. On the center, I think we're going to be fine with Perreault and Jake Evans as the defense number 3. Whatever is the guy there, he need to produce 30 points. It could be a combination of 2 players. But that guy, the minute you get there, this guy have to be 30 points. The rest, we are not bad at all. But that defenseman, we have a good 2 goaltender. It's that defenseman I'm looking for. It would be not a Victor Mété relents the puck. It's someone, and a Quinn Hughes, or not a McCarr, it's too high, but a Morgan Riley, a Dyson Barry, carry on the puck, if you turn that. The Norlander cannot be a number 1. But that, it's rare, like a Roman Uzi, a Pietrangelo is a Weber, a Rand Sutter Young. That's what the Montreal have to pick it up somewhere, somehow, at some point. But we don't have that quality. So we have 2 areas we need to get better. The center number 3, and that quality of defenseman I'm talking about. The rest, they are great at what they have overall. Not at all. It's the problem we're going to get in our top with his contract with his CBA and NHLPA. He cannot do anything in his contract. So his contract is 8 years for $10 million. He's going to hanging there over there. You cannot take any insurance or in case, I'm get out. It's not negotiable about that one over there. The only way you can do is a Buffalo cover, a percentage at the end. Remember, the trade of Weber with Nashville is exactly what happening with, in case he get retired or in case he don't go through his final contract, Nashville have to be penalized on the AAV. I'm not remember, it was $4 million, something like that. Something like that you can do with Jack Eichel situation for the trade. I think I would say to you the inexperience about something like that, right? But I think overall in our tap, if Perreault can play there at some point, I'm not be too much concerned about that one there. Because remember, Dave Orak is 5 years in NHL now. Suzuki is going to start his 4th year in NHL, right? Perreault is 10 years in NHL. Now you have Pocket about 5 years, and then after that you get Jake Evans, 2nd year, full-time. Opponent will be the first one over there. But you talk about experience like that, I understand. And Eric Stahl or, a Tyler Bozak, everything like that, and Nate Thompson, Luke Glendening, you know what I mean? Like that kind of, the 33 years old, 34, 35. The second thing I think they were missing, if you talk about that way, is the big size, the size of the center, right? A 6'4". Eric Stahl, you know what I mean? He was not great, but the size was there at some point. But I think overall, I'm not too much concerned overall about that part of there. My point is, like I said, the 30 point of the third center. Eichel may have to accept a 2 years contract max to show he can be healthy. Then he cannot, honestly, Eichel, because he's still, 4 more years to go, 5 more years before he really got shit on top. Question, I just got into the sport only a few months ago. I've heard that I have a track record of getting young guys on NHL ice way too quick, which can do a problem down, is true. One, I don't believe when you said they don't develop well, every time that, all right, what they don't do well is their first round pick, like Galchenyuk, and I think Galchenyuk, at the beginning, he have 2 seasons, 30 goals, but he got traded. Kokanemi, they just lose. I think they took some bad decision about that, where maybe he will, because Montreal, the pressure of the fans and the people follow the team and put some time bad ideas of, oh, we need a center, we need a young center, we need a Malkin, a Crosby, or whatever they are. And now they put a young kids right there because they need it. And they missed the point because he's not ready yet. The pick about Kotkaniemi at the third, they should maybe look about what is the best player on the board and not what they need at that moment. The Louis Leblanc a couple years ago was the same. French Canadian. Does not work that way. The Zachary Foucault, goaltender, another way with that. And then after that, we have to develop them, and then you rush them. You want to learn about developing players, go and follow the Detroit Red Wings. They have a great system. They know what they have to do, everything like that. But you're absolutely right, I think. And everybody's different, right? Everybody grows differently. The maturity of the players, the person is coming, the language, the adaptation, a new city, a new country. And it's a lot of factors you try to bring to the young kids with responsibility to perform night after night, game after game. And then you surround himself with who take care about this kid. Is it the family, the dad, the mom stay with him? A lot of things go around that part of there. And again, I'm not into that team, but I think sometimes it's better to wait 19, 20, 21, 22, and then bring at the rights. And then also, don't put him what you need. Maybe put him on the winger at the beginning. Put him on the third line, fourth line. Don't put him pressure. The Guillaume Latendresse is another example. They bring him all the way, and then they will expect to be the next Guy Lafleur. The expectation is too high sometimes. That make team Montreal don't have a great development players, but you have other factors make the player does not develop properly because how Montreal fans are and the expectation are make sometimes bad decision overall. But that could happen. It's happened also many other teams. Bad trade, bad contract, bad situation. Many teams struggle on Fenways. And it's not easy to be in Montreal. As a hockey player, as a staff member, as a coach and assistant coach, everything. At a young age. No, I see him as more as a center because the ladder of the winger now is full. You have so many winger now, you know what I mean? And I think for him it would be better as a center now. You have a bigger and the speed is getting there. I think that's a good example of him about developing. They put him 2 years in the system. Now he may be ready. And maybe he will play 30, 40 games this year. And then after that, next year, for me, the step for him is to be in the roster for the Montreal Canadiens. Play in, play out, play in, play out. That's no matter. But be a part of that roster. Learn to become a professional with NHL player. Then next year, not this year, after that, he need to be a regular consistency player in NHL. I believe he's going to be always a bottom six. But again, he is only a player got select 25th, 24th, 25th overall. It's not a top 5. So expectation, you know what I mean? He scored 4 goals the first game. Everybody was thinking he was the next Wayne Gretzky. It does not work that way. And I think you're absolutely right. Now, with the winger side, it's because you have too many right now with Montreal. And you have no room for him. So center is a great spot over there. And you know what? Let him play in and out. Let play Cedric Paquette. Go back out. Maxime Perre over there. Go him out. But Be a part every practice to be there. Learn to become a professional. Learn to what it takes. Everything like that. And that's what you need now. I think in Laval, he will develop, but not much now. I don't think now he need more challenge, more challenge now to go to the next level. Yeah, I think at some point I will sit in our talk about this. One of the two, Paquette or Perrault. I think more Perrault as a winger and Paquette more as like, like if you have a bad game, Evans or Poland or something happen, both of them, like Poland, Paquette will be jumping and Poland will be out. That's one of my expectation about that one there. And Perrault is a little bit what Biron did at some point. They bring him Biron as a center at some point. And I think that will happen in that way. But I think at that moment, the name you put there is exactly more Paquette behind Poland. But I believe Poland have the job. He have more chance to lose the job than anything else. But I believe, in my book, Montreal have expectation to start run Poland as a defense center number 4. Now, if Paquette have an amazing, great camp, if you do that, right? But I believe that's what you said this way. That's what he should be. The point of interrogation is Jake Evans. Can he handle a third center? Can he make 10 goals, 20 assists? That's what it would be great to see that. And Perrault can mess up everybody there. Because, look, at that moment right now, it's Gallagher and Drouin. That's deep. If you look about the deep of the lineup of Toronto and compared to Montreal have a better overall forward to Toronto at the end of the day. But of course, they have Matthews, Tavares, and Marner. No one close Montreal is like them. I understand that. But look, the left wing. Blondin, Ritchie, Case, and Robinson. They have Kerfoot, the third center, and then you have to go with Jason Spencer. And then on the right side, you have to go with Marner. They have Nylander. And then after that, it's Mikheyev, Engvall, Simons. So think about this. Exactly, Pierre. Exactly. Protect him, everything like that. But I feel like he's ready to go. I feel like, it's time to show to us, show the people, show the organization, hey, I can play in NHL now. Yeah, almost 1 point per game in Laval before he got hurt. I think it was 26 and 28 or 24 and 28, something like that. I could be close. Yes, and not that. I'm still not sure about the goaltender, and I'm still not sure about the defenseman after 5-6. And I'm still not sure that the left wing from the 1 to the bottom. I think their center is pretty good, right? You have that kind of experience at the bottom, and you have a great center punch 1 and 2. On the right side, the first top 6 is great. After that, you have nothing there. And the line left wing, you have nothing there. It's just hope. If. So, and of course, they will score some of them will score because they play with Marner and Matthews. But that's what. They have too many holes in that lineup to win the Stanley Cup. Anyone you want to bid with me for the Stanley Cup Toronto, $10,000, I would do it. Because you don't win Stanley Cup with 3-4 players. You don't. The Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup because of the third line last year. The first, second line carry on them to the end. But at the end, it's not the first line carry on the team. It was the third line carry on the team. It was the concept all together. It was not only Kucherov and Point at the end. It was the concept of Gord, Coleman, and Goodrow. And then after that, on the defense, was not Edmund anymore. It was McDonough and the back. So, of course, you have Vasilevsky, understand that. But when you get to go all the way to the end, it's a chemistry of 20 players all together. So, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a great point right there, Johnny, about Rand Pullen. Great comments about that one over there. And I think it's the urgency now to understand what he takes, right? And remember, it's another one coming from the NCAA. It's what I talked tonight about Jordan Harris is the same thing. I believe Harris and Norlander, guys, is almost the same kind of players. You'll be surprised at Jordan Harris. But it would take him 1 or 2 years before you reach that quality hockey NHL. You have too many players like Jimmy Vesey and Donato. They go all the way to the route of NCAA, and then they struggle in NHL. Where is you surprised to see the Habs make it to the final last season? Oh yeah, Christian. Of course. How many people can say they will beat Toronto at the beginning of the playoff? Not many. How many people said they're going to beat Toronto after 4 games? Not many. So, shocking, absolutely right. Shocking to go all the way to the end. Absolutely. Are you worried a little bit of Caulfield to produce in the long run? Yes, Pierre. What you said to Christian, you're absolutely right about that one over there. On the flip side, Pierre, for Caulfield, every time you see Cole Caulfield, or every time you want to see someone, go to see Alex DeBrincat for the Chicago Blackhawks. If you stay on the same path and thinking Cole Caulfield, Alex DeBrincat, Cole Caulfield, Alex DeBrincat, you're going to be fine. And I believe Cole Caulfield, if not, he may be better at DeBrincat. So if you expect Caulfield to score 50 goals, I think it's too high. But I feel it's going to be 25 goals, 28 goals this year. Then after that, year number 2 and 3, it's going to be a regular 35 goal in NHL to 40 goal. But that will pay off, Johnny. And to stay in NHL, that's what you need to do. It's working hard to step up that way over there. But yes, Pierre. So I understand we made about this, right? But look, he proved it in the playoff he can handle. He proved it he can get point in NHL in the playoff. If he can do this in playoff, don't worry about opening, all right? Can he get chased sometime? Of course. But look, if you watch him very well, he's not putting himself on the bad situation. He's not playing around the board a lot. And you have a quick release, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not worried about that part. I'm not worried about this for me. It's not what I'm concerned about him at all. And on top, thank you so much for what you're doing. No one spent his kind of time as a to answer a question or for experience like you do. Much appreciated. You're welcome, and on top. First of all, very kind of you. But secondly, what makes this channel great is the quality of people. By the way, they have questions by the way they talk each other with respect. And you wonder one is always show up the morning, the evening, whatever it is. So at the end of the day, I appreciate what you said, but the credits go to each one of you every single time. That's how it works. I always said to my players, the parents, I know what I do. I understand I'm the driver, but the credit go to the players. Without them, we are nobody. Here, same thing. The success of this channel, I don't know what we're going to bring at some point, but the success this come for the people subscribe, people join us, and people talk. That's simple about that one over there. But I appreciate what you said. Ronnie, coach, the secret for building a team, each player must be trained. One, you have too many players have to play the same way you want to go far. No, it's to, yes, you're absolutely right. It's to have different players, different hat, it's different role. And everybody understand their role, and they stay inside the role. That's why you make a team better. And the way to do this, go get the recipes of Barry Trotz. When you get the recipes of Barry Trotz, that's how it works. And that's how you build, right? It's not the horse. It's what you make the horse to eat. Because what you feed them, and they understand what it takes, and they respect, and they know by the motivation of the coach to tell them how much you believe on them, how much you trust them, and how much the team concept is more important to the name at the back of the jersey. That's what the team make it. And that's what Barry Trotz does year after year, whatever he coach. That's the recipes of Barry Trotz. Yes, my coworker, a long ad fan, a price stick on his growth for some reason. I was impressed by his play the most last season. Carey Price is the kind of player where the price, it's funny you said that. One is really important, the game of really at the next level. Carey Price show up. I don't know why, how, but he did it at the Team Canada, at the World Cup, at the Olympics, on the playoff. He are always great. So when the game elevate, the pressure, and you have to get there. During the season, he struggled at some point. But he's not young anymore. But, yeah, he's right about this, Christian. If you ever develop a section with editorial takes on hockey, I would love to work for you and write each other on a constant basis. Tap, do you have my email address? Yes, Pierre-Yves, but again, I will be honest with you. Another advantage of Caulfield, the first year he played with Turcotte. And everybody would tell him, it's because of Turcotte, he scored 72 goals in a Team USA. He told that. Turcotte left last year, and Caulfield played better. That's another point. And again, I don't try to sell it to you or try to tell you, you know what I mean? I could be wrong here. But my point is like, I feel like, and it's like anything else. We have a great combination with Ski. What you need is a great guy, a center, or pass the puck because he's a sniper, right? And he's not carrying the puck. And those kind of player like he is not carrying the puck. Just email me and I'll tap anytime. I will be back to you about that. Jake Allen is very important. We need a test price for the playoff. But that's the reason they signed him, right? Mike Bergevin understood 2 years ago the reason the team win or they go farther is they need a backup. And the COVID situation make him reason more. And any team have a great duo goaltender make a better year last season. Because you need almost 3 goaltendering last season. But Carey Price went out with age, cannot carry on 60 games anymore. I believe to get a good Carey Price, give him 48 to 53 games. That would be the great number. And to have a solid goal backup number 2 like Jake Allen, it's a win-win situation with the Montreal Canadiens. It's almost like a great many teams would love to have a Jake Allen. And Jake Allen performed as a goaltender number 2. It's not an easy job, but the fact he got 35, 40 games, he able to handle those kind of games. I think At 50 game, 32, that'd be a great number. 48, 34, great for Carey Price. They can play both together, carry on the team in the playoff. Then you have the number one goaltending for the playoff after that. Ronnie Odette, you have to build chemistry, have similar players so they can understand each other, but the beats trying to compete each other too. Yeah, I think Pierre, what he was trying to explain is like, you cannot have 20 Gallagher. You cannot have 20 Zuski or 20 Garfield. Does that make sense? For me, that's why I see that. So you have strength skill, a forechecking guy, a back-checking guy, a two-way players, an offensive player, and defensive players on the physicality on the same side. That's what at least what I understand. So when you make a team, everybody are great and their specialties are what they do. That's make a team better that way. Hopefully that's what you understand, Pierre. Absolutely right. Great to have you, Pierre, AP, and Christian. Great. You guys, you're great to ask questions, everything like that. And talking about Montreal Canadiens guy, I will talk with them all night long. I no time. And you know, tap, email me. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. Anything you want to talk about, we can hang in there for more 15 more minutes. If Dwayne could have a good year and play to his potential, that would greatly help the team big time. Yeah, Johnny. That's a little bit what earlier we said about what is the full potential for him, what your expectation, right? I feel like at the third line, if you can get 50, 55 points with 15 goals, and maybe 18 goal, he's going. Montreal make the playoff easily. They're going to make the playoff third, not wild card. Because think about this. That third line, Jake Evans, 8 goal. Gallagher, 25 goal, 23 goal. Drouin, 15 goal. Right? But now, Drouin, 45 points. Gallagher, maybe 40 point, 38 point. Evans, 25 point. That's a lot of points as the third line. And you have a lot of good potential. Look, the third line, guys, that line, Evans, Gallagher, Drouin, as a skill and talent skill, it's better to guard a Goodrow and Coleman. If you think that way, they are. But now, it's the way to chemistry all three together. It's the way Drouin can play the full potential is. That's the question we don't know yet. Just look at Tampa Bay. There are no player that does the same job on the ice. Yeah, exactly. It's like I said, it's just different players make a team better, right? And different role. McDonough do a lot of things like Sergachev does not do. And Gord does things what, Brandon Point don't do. And every line have a specific role. The first line is all about offensive side. The second line, to be sure you shut down. The third line is all about forechecking. The fourth line is to create time to make your team to have more time to rest. Every time that, and they have a specific role, a specific guy to win the face-off, a specific player to make the PK on the special team, and I can go all the way like that. I think your baskets grow bigger then. Yeah, I think so too. One day at a time. Look at Colorado. The player play the same way. They don't have enough player they can please friend. And I will go with you with that example. And it's Edmonton. Edmonton was a great example. I think Colorado overall, they was not too bad. The way they lose Colorado, it was just because the goaltender completely lost. But I think if you talk the way you talk about Colorado, I would say to you, Edmonton was worse. Colorado have a 3 great line over there. Colorado was perfectly great. Colorado lost because the goaltender, Philip Grubauer, completely lost everything at game number 3. He never come back after they lost 3-2 and overtime, after they was winning 2-1 and they tied the game, and then they lost 3-2. Grubauer, at that moment, it was over for him. And then the team did not go. But if you want the way you talk about running for me, it's more Edmonton. They had nothing, third line, fourth line. Colorado was better depth over there. The defenseman was good. But Edmonton was so what you mentioned. Coach, I just hope we have not over-evaluated that player and turn the potential. There are always a tendency to do that as a fan. Yes and no. I would say to you, if you expect Gallagher score 40 goals, we expect that guy score 40 goals, right? Now it's over delivery or overpricing the expectation. But what I'm going to make to you guys the prediction of what Montreal is going to get at the end of the year, if they raise those kind and what they can do, Montreal can fight easily and compete, not easily, compete with Toronto, Boston. And I always said to you, maybe Tampa Bay. I feel Tampa Bay is going to get more with the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and that division. Because Tampa Bay guys, they're not going to press hard. Tampa Bay want to do one thing, make the playoff. They played too many games in the last 2 years or in the gap of the month and days to press hard to finish first. So Tampa Bay would be sure we finish 3rd. That we have a team between Montreal, Boston, Toronto, slide, maybe finish 2nd. Have a great night, Johnny. Thanks to be a part of the show. I know it's 1 o'clock over there. So good night, buddy. Anytime. Hey, turn out my wife's favorite classic player is Guy Lafleur too. My go-weather is all about Rocket Richard, but I'm most impressed with Jean Béliveau, classic game out the ice. Christian Funnel, you nail it. Yeah, absolutely nail it. And the reason I did not say Jean Béliveau, I'll be honest with you, I barely see him play hockey. So for me, I grow with Guy Lafleur. So that's the reason I never see Maurice Richard. So I cannot understand what they bring. Jean Béliveau was the most classy human being you never meet in life. That's what Jean Béliveau was. But for me, because I see Guy Lafleur play hockey, since he played with Quebec Rempart Junior, that's him, right? But that's my age, honestly. But Jean Béliveau, Mr. Classy, Mr. Human being, great heart, a good human person. So you nail it, all 3. You have a great people around you. What do you think about Gallagher long contract or his injuries, physical price still? I'm laughing, Pierre, because 3 days, Saturday night, I said it's time to trade Gallagher and Ben Chariot this year. So, and my point here, Pierre, is he's not going to be better, right? He's not going to go 35 goals, 40 goals. His time is going to be the flip side. Less time on the ice, and less goal, and he still have the same money, and he still have this for 4 more years. So it's what is the value of the market of Gallagher is. That's the biggest question. If you have Brendan Gallagher, you call all the management, general manager, you ask them, what do you think about Gallagher? What do you have to offer me? That's a question I'm worried about because it's a great material you have in your hands. Now you have to pick up him to get a defenseman number one. Can Gallagher can give it that chance to do that? That's my biggest question. Because on the hierarchy, on the ladder of Montreal right now, Gallagher for me is on the third line right there. I understand what he does, I understand what he is, and I understand that. He's a blue collar, and we love blue collar in sport. But sometimes you have to do the right business. You have an opportunity right now for the next 1 year and a half max to trade Gallagher if you want to get something bad, good in return. And we missed that defenseman number one I'm talking about earlier. That's Gallagher is the piece of the puzzle to get traded. That's what I'm thinking of right now with Gallagher. I understand 95% people love Gallagher. They want him every time that. They will crash and upset for Montreal if they trade Gallagher. But for me, if you can get that kind of defenseman, number one, can score 10 goals, 15 goals, but he can bring 60 points, 50 points to 65 points, you win with that trade. You're not going to get a 1-1, but a piece of the puzzle is Gallagher right now for the team try to win. Gallagher in Colorado, guys, you win. Colorado win the Stanley Cup. Go get Baron and return with something else. That's what I'm talking about. But Pierre, with all the respect I have for you and for everybody else, I'm just what I'm thinking. Right or wrong, just my opinion. And I'm not an expert. I'm not like, I don't know for what can RDS, what Benoit Hag or whatever you call them, but that's what I'm thinking. Oh, I missed a couple of things right there. Hold on, don't go nowhere. Yeah, I got it. Are we going to do post game for the Habs game? Yes, then at some point. Those final again, Tampa was brutal. Talk about from the play again, the big boys. Yeah, but again, right, what they accomplished for me, that's what I remember. I know at the end, the Montreal should not be there, and sometimes that's the reality. The best win. For me, I get out with a big smile. It was so fun. This was my first time experience as a live streamer here. We have an amazing, great time all together. So for me, it was a great, and every time they play, we grow as the people here, but also it was fun to watch. So I enjoyed the ride, to be honest with you. This is why the Montreal will have a good season. They would build a way to be very difficult to play again. I think so too. Have a great night. And on tap, always a pleasure. I will join you after every game, Ghana. Yep. And on tap by Ronnie. Maybe it's tough to replace as a leader top. Of course, Pierre. I agree with you about that one over there. But the style of play he does, not many. They don't have a lot in the NHL. And when you have one, you try to keep it. But at the same time, if he was Brett Marchand at 90 points per game per year with 35 goal regular, that kind of players, not a problem. Keep it. But that's not that kind anymore. He's not a top winger. He should never have been a first line. I believe for what he was, he should be a second line. But what he become now, the 29, the 30, 31, 32 years old, at 6.5, he's become maybe a third line. Maybe not this year. So that's the reason I was said, maybe it's time to get him and trade for a great defenseman like a Ram from Colorado, example. Justin Barron, maybe. I don't know. I'm just mentioning the name right now. But for me, that's what I'm thinking. But you great when you have a Gallagher in your team because you need that kind of player at some point. But if you have a chance to put a young kid, 23 years old, as the defenseman I'm talking about, for 10 years, you win at the end of the day, in my book. Oh, before I go, Coach, why do you believe Bergevin signed Gatti so much for so long? Money maybe it could butt him. I don't know. Because at that time, the salary cap was not at that level. At that time, when they signed him, the salary cap was increasing every year. So the COVID-19 stopped, or everybody have a bad contract because, like San Jose, Doug Wilson, when he signed those guys, was expect today and 21, 22, the salary cap is supposed to be $88 million. So the contract of Gallagher at 6.5 is not a big deal because you have money overall. But now, because 81.5 for 3 years block everything, the contract Gallagher now is going to be worse and worse. Next year is only $1 million. It's worse again. Does it make sense? That's the reason why he gave that kind of contract with him at that time, with expectation to get more. Oh, yeah, Dan, the talent was there. Gallagher is not enough. Along Montreal, we have to put more. I understand, Ronnie. But again, what is more? I don't know. That's awesome, Danny. C'est du bon point que tu amènes sur Gallagher. C'est juste qu'il a tellement donné au CH, je pense que Gallagher représente bien tout. Absolutely right, Pierre-Yves. I agree with you. But on the flip side, Pierre, we trade Robinson, Lafleur, Steve Schott, Guy Carbonneau. We trade a lot of players with Montreal Canadiens and business. That's how it works. When Gretzky gets traded, everything like that. I just feel like right now the market for him is there at the trade deadline. At the trade deadline, that's where you trade him. Because if Montreal struggle or they are maybe, you can get a first-round pick at the trade deadline. Remember, I'm going to tell you, you can get a first-round pick. If David Savard and Nick Foligno got a first-round pick at the trade deadline, Gallagher get one. Ronnie, when I said this, it's like that we gave, like, Colorado is the top 5 best team in NHL, right? So if you add Gallagher or the equation, now they maybe have a better chance to win a Stanley Cup. If you have Gallagher at Vegas have a better chance to win a Stanley Cup. My point to you, Ronnie, was said, where a team have a lot of defensemen as a prospect and they will never get Kyle McCarr. But maybe we look about maybe to trade a young prospect like Biram to get a chance to win the Stanley Cup. You have the potential, that piece over there. That's what Gallagher can do. That's the reason I said that. And it could be another team. I don't know. The Tampa Bay would maybe, you know what? We're going to trade to you. Bring back Sergachev. I'm just mentioning the name right there. That's what Gallagher can fit on the team like that. Right? But to get Gallagher to Calgary don't need Gallagher at that moment. That's my point here. You're welcome, Pierre. And again, I don't set trade right now. It's to keep in mind to be open up and start to make some fall maybe in December to when you're ready for the trade deadline. Look, I have Petrie, I have Gallagher, I have maybe Drouin, and open up right now. What do you like in return? What are you looking for? Then say, you know what? I can put a defenseman. We have a Jordan Harris in the package deal. I can put a second-round pick over there. That's where you get a defenseman like that. And that's what Montreal need. And everything piece they have right now, they miss that kind of quality defenseman. That's the big piece they don't have. They don't have the puck mover, the Morgan Riley, the Carlson, the Petangelo. That point number one, we don't have. And I think the closest one is Sean Theodore. I think that's the one. But again, Vegas not going to trade Sean Theodore. They don't have a lot of defensemen over there. But Colorado has a ton of defensemen over there he can get over there. I think, Ronnie, you're absolutely right. I think you're right. They will go through Vegas better. And the reason they lost the last 2 years, Ronnie, it's not the team, it's their goaltending situation. 2 years ago against Dallas, they had no goaltender. They was going with Hutchinson after the injury of Gruber and Freckles. And then Gruber struggled. Gruber have an amazing, great, one of the best year of his life until that game they lost 3-2. And they win that game, this is over. It's 3-0 Colorado, and we Montreal never go to the final. Just give you some time, you never know. Are you talking Christian dans l'organisation inside the Montreal organization, Christian, or a number one defenseman everywhere in the NHL? I can go there now. Try to find something. Okay. Be honest with you, they don't have anybody can be a defenseman number one with the Montreal Canadiens. Unfortunately, they don't have anybody. Yes, Ronnie. I agree. So the problem they have a lot of great defenseman prospect, but a number one, and I'm talking about number one, I'm talking about top 20 defensemen in NHL. Montreal have nobody. Unfortunately, they don't have any prospects. Oh my God, this is going to be, I'm talking about, we don't have Ty Smith, example. I mean, the closest one at some point, I believe, other fact, Shea Weber, it was Piquet Subban. But Subban was like a roller coaster. But we don't have that kind of quality defenseman right now in that organization. But that's the point of Mike Gallagher discussion earlier about that one there. And right now, Montreal, tonight, and then what's coming, we have one defenseman number two, and barely number two in my book, is Jeff Petrie. On an offensive side, Jeff Petrie is a defenseman number two. On the defensive side, Jeff Petrie is a defenseman number three. And we have a ton of number three. We have Chariot, Petrie, Edmondson. After that, we have four. Barely a four, Romanov, Savard. And then after that, I have number 6, 7, Kulak, Whiteman over there. And the new people behind, the Harris, the Norlander, the Cooley, the Fairbrother, and the Brooks. And I maybe missed one in my head. They're all defensemen, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Maybe one of them can slip like Petrie, number 2, but never like number 1. Do I miss Piquet Subban? For what he became, no, Ronnie. because I think Piquet Subban completely struggled after he left. After the first year with Nashville, when he was part of the team, they go all the way to the final conference, right? He never been Piquet Subban after that. And I believe the problem he was not number one, number two defenseman with Nashville. To get the best of Piquet Subban, you need to put him as a defenseman number one, number two. So at 22 minutes, 25 minutes, 26 minutes per game. When you put him on the ice, he's not disturb you on the bench. So that's what Piquet Subban is. But obviously, the way he became, you don't need Piquet Subban. And he come with everything, the $9 million, the contract, the way he play, and the way he is, and the human being, and the distraction around him, and now I can go all the way. So I don't miss him if I'm running a team. Yeah. You know, as a fan, you should not missing him, to be honest with you, right? On my book. So Nashville stuck him somewhere else, although one or two defensemen. Yeah, so one over there, what happened in Christian, they have, over there they have Roman Ozzy, Rand Ellis, Ekholm, and then they got him. So he was doing play defenseman number 3 and 4 over there. So the special, PK on the power play, it was not always the number 1 over there. It was the play on the second pair many times. So that's what the reason I believe he struggled. At the beginning, he was all over the map. After that, obviously, and then after that, he got traded. Yeah, but again, after that, Ronnie, the design, the clothes, and then with Lindsey Vaughn, and the attraction he tried to bring, other fact, the hockey player, right? And the distraction, not only the attraction, but the distraction he bring around. But the guy is a good person. At the end of the day, it's his personality he is. But he's not like a bad guy. You never heard like bad words against the drugs or be involved with the bad things. And, the guy is just like the attraction. That's what he likes. And, but he have a good heart. He's a good person. And like you said, the hospital, if he's done that, it's just like sometimes you have to be all in. He trained a lot. He's a body gym rat. The guy, I see him so many times, videos on Toronto downtown to do all kind of stuff like that. But he was outside. Why? Because he wanted people to see him. It's just a little thing, right? He could be in the gym with nobody watching him. That's the same thing. But that's what his personality is. He have a big, huge personality of attract. But that's who he is. And unfortunately, for $9 million, after a few years, he struggled. And you can see the last 3 years with Nashville and New Jersey, never been the same. Yeah, I mean, like when he started in the OHL and then he won with Team Canada and they won the cup and the gold, and then after that in the NHL, it was a great pick of Montreal Canadiens to pick him, right? And but as a fan, I'm gonna go to remember his series against the Boston Bruins, right? That's what he was his best. It was against Boston Bruins, everything like that. But, I think Montreal win that trade against Shea Weber at the end of the day in my book. Yeah, I have not many friends. I don't think so. You have one friend inside that team. Renegade Man 83. Welcome aboard. Don't forget to click on the likes. Al Gill. Al Gill was a funny guy, this guy. When I say funny, he's like, he was a 6'7" guy, big guy, slow like a turtle. But he blocked the shot. He was great with his stick. He played, number 75. When he played in the shell, he played hanging there. He was a great teammate. He did well with Boston, did well with Montreal. But again, is a defenseman number 5. And you know what I mean? But when he played with Montreal, Montreal was not a great team, but he helped that team at some point. That's what I'll get on my eyes, honestly. So back to Subban, Ronnie. How many times he fights on the practice, every time that's disturbing players. You don't need that. And that's why you never learn that kind of the maturity of professional hockey player. That's maybe the only thing I would say negative about him, Piqué Subban. The concept to be the concept to be one team, the concept to be all in together. That's what Piqué Subban in my book, on my eyes. I never see this from him. It was about me, 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 me. I don't say it was selfish, but the way he was demonstration or his body language about a goal and celebrate, if you know that, right? And again, that's not make him a bad defenseman. At some point, he was really good in the NHL. Like you said, puck movement, skating with the puck, carrying the puck, and the slap shot. You have an amazing, great slap shot, the guy also. But with his talent, his skill, you get also his personality. And he does not fit well inside to any locker room. Any locker room. He calmed down the last 3 years with Lindsey Vonn, and then he got divorced. We split with her. It hurt him a lot. But he got a little bit less the last 3 years. Yeah. Did you know Gilles Lupien left us? I saw that today. Yeah. It was in May 18, a couple of months ago. He became a great agent after that. Jules Lupien. Yeah, Pasteurizzi. Oh yeah, few does not like him at all, to be honest with you. Well, guys, I think it's time to go. 12:20 here at the Eastern Time on the North Miami Beach, the Sunshine State. And we have to go back at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I have to wake up. And we have to go another day. So I just want to say to you, each one of you still on here, thank you so much for your support. Great night. I appreciate Christian. I appreciate Ronnie and Renegade show up late. But Pierre-Yves, Christian, new people inside this chat, thank you so much. Boomerang stopped by late. And Ronnie, always a pleasure to have you. Daniels are still around. Thanks for being a part of that part over there. And everyone want him to have a spectator. Yes, sir, Ronnie, about that one over there. So have an amazing, great night, everybody. Sweet dream. I look forward to see you tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. That'd be great, Christian. I love it. Anytime we can do helping, don't hesitate to reach you. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. But remember, before we leave, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. I look forward to see you next time, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that, buddy.
Here I stand by myself on my own. What if I lose all control and take a step out into the unknown? Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another break? What's going
You're welcome,
on now?
Ronnie.
Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? I need to open my eyes and get a touch of that reality. Don't want another surprise.